Welcome to Joy News at 6. The news is live on Joy 99.7 FM and Hits 103.9 FM in Accra, in Kumasi on Love 99.5 FM, and over 30 affiliates across Ghana's 16 regions, including Volta Premier Hall, ATL FM Cape Coast, Berewell Radio Lendi, and Radio Max Takoradi. Get radio, TV, and online content on the myjoyonline.com interactive app for Android and iOS devices. Coming up, CTAG files a petition with the National Labour Commission seeking sanctions against the government due to its failure to fulfill financial commitments and the withholding of salaries for August.
We have reported the action to the NLC. We're not calling the strike off today, tomorrow. Let them sack us, let them imprison us. Posterity will come and enjoy.
Also, Defense Ministry hints it will be difficult for the state to provide military escorts for truck drivers transacting business in Niger after it emerged a Ghanaian was shot and 15 trucks were burnt at the Burkina Faso border.
So it is very difficult for one to now go to Niger to do business.
In business,
global oil prices are expected to stabilize around $84 a barrel for the rest of the year. We'll tell you what it means for developing economies like Ghana on the Joy Business Report.
And later, some dismissed employees of the National Identification Authority have petitioned the governing board requesting a reconsideration of their termination. They deny allegations of office misconduct for personal financial gain.
I must put on record that I never instituted that early working hours for my personal gain.
These and more coming up shortly. Please stay tuned. And we start from CTAG. They've petitioned the National Labour Commission demanding sanctions against government for what they describe as failure to honour its financial obligations to them and blocking payment of their August salaries. The group has been on a partial strike since August 1st, citing government's failure to honour the NLC's arbitral award orders and the negotiated conditions of service since May 2nd, 2023. Earlier this week, government said it will not pay the striking teachers their salaries for the month of August. The group is asking the NLC to overturn that decision. Prince Obenhima is president.
Yesterday we sent the report to the NLC. The matter is before the NLC. We are going through processes. Remember, NLC wouldn't be the last resort. We'll go to the appeals court. We'll go to the Supreme Court. We are prepared to test the laws of the land.
So in your petition to the NLC, what exactly are you asking for?
We have reported the inaction of the Ministry of Education to the NLC because when a case is before the NLC, pronouncement is yet to be made. And you take this decision, it's prejudicial comment. So we await the ruling of the NLC on the matter.
Prince says the group is also unfazed by the decision of government.
I think we got pushed to our limits. We simply got pushed. That's why morally, they have no right. You cannot simply do this. And we're also saying that legally, they have no right, absolutely no right to take that decision. So we are saying that this wouldn't coerce us into submission. This will rather bolden us into action. We are not backing off. We're not calling the strike off today, tomorrow. Let them sack us. Let them imprison us. Posterity will come and enjoy.
Prince Obenhima is president of CTAG. Now, the Defense Ministry says it would be difficult to provide Ghanaian traders and truckers doing business in Niger with military escorts. This comes on the heels of reports that 15 trucks carting foodstuff from Niger to Ghana were burnt at the Burkina Faso border. Deputy Defense Minister Kofi Amankwa-Menu tells Joy News it will be difficult for Ghanaian forces to protect the traders.
I mean, a soldier in Ghana cannot wear uniform and go to Burkina and behave like a soldier. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't.
So, in the interim, what would be your word to these truck drivers who earn their living
My
from
brother,
bringing
we
onion?
We all know the situation in Niger. We all know. You don't need a scientist to tell you what is happening. And so it is very difficult for one to now go to Niger to do business.
But member of the Defense and Interior Committee, Peter Tobo, says government must use diplomatic channels to secure a safe passage for the drivers.
Can we, Jojo, what can we do to support your citizens get back home safely? And what can you also do to lessen the sanctions you place on us? I'm sure that if ECOWAS begin to talk to the junta, they will find a way the junta can actually escort our traders to the Burkina border and we'll actually get them home. But if it's just a blanket sanction and there is no communication between the two countries, nobody cares what happens to anybody's citizen who is where.
A staff of the National Identification Authority has petitioned the governing board of the authority to review and reverse the grounds for his dismissal. This comes barely a week after the NIA dismissed 10 of its staff for abuse of office. One of them is Martin Akoria, who says his only crime was reporting to work earlier than usual to register the usually overwhelming Ghanaian applicants. Michael Ashali has more.
The National Identification Authority has dismissed 10 staff members following investigations into allegation of misconduct, extortion of funds from Ghana card applicants.
Excerpts of a statement from the National Identification Authority announcing the dismissal of some of its staff for misconduct, extortion and manipulating the registration system for personal gain at some of its offices, including the Lankwantana Municipal Office. Some of the affected people are fighting off these claims.
So in Medina, we had a peculiar issue because we were occupying the offices of Ghana Revenue Authority.
Martin Akowa is one of those rejecting the grounds for his dismissal.
As a team, we needed to have a strategy on how to decongest the small space we were given. It required that we come in a bit early. I must put on record that I never instituted that early working hours for my personal gains.
Prior to his dismissal, he stayed home for nearly 14 months after he was interdicted in April 2022.
It was very difficult, coupled with the present economic situation in the country. I have a wife, I have a family who sometimes depend on me, and so it was very unbearable because my only crime was starting work early than 8 a.m.
Martin has petitioned the NIA governing board to investigate and review the grounds for his dismissal.
I'm trusting in the abilities and the competencies of the NIA governing board to come through for me. They have not even acknowledged receipt of my letter.
Martin plans to seek redress if the governing board fails to respond soon. For Joy News, Michael Ashale.
Now, the police has rejected the route chosen by the NDC for its Occupy Bank of Ghana protest. The police says it is urging organizers to use a different route for their picketing in the interest of public order. The NDC at a press conference on August 8 called for the resignation of the governor of the central bank, accusing him and his deputies of mismanagement. The party threatened to occupy the bank if they do not resign after a 21-day ultimatum. Samuel Imbura joins me with details of a statement released by the police. Samuel, what are the details?
Mami, the police statement says that the organizers of the protest gave the frontage of Parliament through to the Osu Cemetery Traffic Light, Ministry of Finance, High Court Complex, Kimbu, Makula, Rollins Park, Opera Square, and later the Bank of Ghana as the proposed route for the protest. But after a security assessment of the chosen routes and the destination for the picketing, drew their attention to the fact that using their selected routes may endanger public order and public safety, among others. Meanwhile, the police are ready to provide them the needed security to exercise their constitutional right to demonstrate. It therefore requested the organizers to change the routes and destination of picketing in the interest of public order, public safety, and running of essential services. The Ghana Police Service says it is waiting to hear from the organizers to enable the provision of the necessary security during the protest.
Now, finding places to charge your phone when the battery runs down while in town can be a daunting task. But what if there's a charging station where a 50 peso coin can give you 30 minutes of charging time? Sunyani Technical University students have come up with such an innovation. Love FM's Chrissy Debra speaks with them.
The machine has a coin slot which can take from 50 pesos to 2 cedis. It also has a USB cable and powered by solar. To get some charging time, you simply slot in a coin and your phone is good to go.
And the lights here is 50 pesos is blue, 1 cedi is yellow, and then 2 cedis is green. So when you get there, you slot in your coin like this. The coin has entered, so it gives you the number of the minute you should charge.
And that's Chrissy Debra with Tech Thursday. Now, it started as a local sensation for art and cultural enthusiasts to demonstrate their love for the craft. But years down the lane, Ghana's biggest art festival, Chalewote, is now promoting cultural tourism, attracting hundreds of foreigners interested in the artistic expressions on display. Join News, Jackie and Sumaya Boy explores more.
This year's Chale Wate Festival is not only providing a pool for cultural creatives and enthusiasts to exhibit their craft, but also an avenue for patrons to experience the culture and art in Ghana. Here is what patrons from South Africa and Nigeria had to say about the Chale Wate Festival.
Because this is one of the biggest festivals of its kind in all of West Africa, so we couldn't, wait to come and experience it in person.
Okay, I'm looking forward to see art, music, culture, all of that, all the beautiful things.
What do they even think about Ghana?
Gosh, jollof rice? I'm joking.
And there's more happening today at the Chale Wate Festival. Please make a point to be there. That's it for the bulletin. In our top story, CTAC files a petition with the National Labour Commission seeking sanctions against the government due to its failure to fulfill financial commitments and the withholding of salaries for August. I'm Amiesi Nyamche Thompson. Business is next on the Super Morning Show.
Papa, see that? And it's Rickety car. Hey, Papa! Papa! Bobo, so how's your engine now? It is half man, half amazing. Thanks to Quartz and you. Can feel better energy. Can't touch this. Actually, guys, so Sancho's engine just died like that? Yes, so somebody managed to convince him that there is a better engine oil than Quartz. And he switched. Sancho Panzapa. Now, which engine oil can be better than Quartz? No other, my guy. Quartz with its age-resistant technology, it keeps your engine younger for longer. Now you know. Have you guys seen the new bottle design? It's superb. Quartz 9000 from Total Energies there improves fuel efficiency. Why do you think Mr. Mane and Logoso have taken the Quartz Nation movement World Cup like that? Sorry. Chairman. Hey, Quartz. Keep your engine younger for longer.
Behind every door lies a world of opportunities.
And with Access Flexible Loans, you hold the master key to open all the doors to your dreams.
Doors to a new horizon and everything you could ever dream of. At ABSA, we help you open the doors to all your dreams. Whether you want to buy a home, a plot of land, or finance your personal projects, our flexible personal loans, mortgage, and credit cards can make it happen. Visit absa.com.gh to discover how to get things done. That's Africanacity. That's ABSA. Terms and conditions apply.
Your preferred retirement partner, Apex Trustee, offers you an unmatched pension administration service that guarantees a cheerful life of retirement for both formal and informal sector workers. Our Progress Occupational Pension Scheme, the Progress Provident Fund Scheme, and the Progress Personal Pension Scheme will help you achieve financial peace of mind during retirement. Apex Trustee provides employer-sponsored schemes, including staff welfare schemes, seeking to outsource the day-to-day administration of their second-tier occupational pension and third-tier Provident Fund schemes. Start the quality lifestyle journey you envisage for your retirement now. Call us on 0504 368048 or 0256 793330. Apex Trustee, a joyous retirement begins here.
Welcome to the Visa Summer Experience. Enjoy offers from merchants worldwide. Get your Visa. Explore the world with complimentary travel insurance. Relax in premium airport lounges worldwide. Check in with exotic hotel deals. Relish sweet deals on restaurants. Fuel your adventure with discounted car rentals. And if you want to shop online, we've got offers for you too. There's so much for every traveler. Visit africa.visa.com today.
Who wants a song when you can have a sale? Orca is celebrating 20 years of excellence by giving you 50% off 20,000 items. Make your house feel like home with selected furniture, accessories, textiles, decor, appliances, and much more for 50% off. Celebrate this milestone with us. Visit the Orca Superstore on Spintex Road today.
Yeah, Charlie, so many vibes and I bought 10 father, my sanaba. My mini papa and you're not for more fear no more acquaintum. Trebiania, so a maniscaco fear and fancy that near fear for before Javisi no parking. Ebeme Sujai Casa. Thanks to Sukasa, how hard to Netra. Sukasa see a damn brony friend affordable luxury homes, or more 2, 3, 4 bedrooms, where you're fully gated or grants and communities, or more malls, clubhouse, and all social amenities, plus 24-hour security. Almost sound with flexible payments, and yeah, I know my dear Dal Casa. Plus 100% guaranteed cashback. Yes, 100% guaranteed cashback. No quick finances stories. Contact Sukasa right now through phone calls or WhatsApp on 030-296-0865 and 055-369-7886. Charlie social media so more, baby. You can find them on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and YouTube at Sukasa GH. Email Susie at info@sukasa.com.gh. Sukasa, building on trust.
Charlie, that be the sound you hear when things make hot. I'm sure this is not battery, just cash flow. Laja no day. It is safe to say we are all facing challenging times. We are all wondering how we are going to lighten our financial burdens. Nowhere cool. But don't worry, with a little help from your trusted bank, Societe Generale Ghana, be Biara may fine. Societe Generale Ghana is making all its customers happy with the Yatiso Loans promo. In fact, SG Ghana customers and even non-customers who are on the controller and accountant general payroll can enjoy access to our amazing discounted loans. Don't waste time. Get your loan today. Step into a branch or call 0302-214-314 to get the ball rolling. Terms and conditions apply. Remember, promotion ends on 29 September 2023. Societe Generale Ghana. The future is you.
Just be happy. Don't you worry.
Who wears the crown?
Who wears the crown?
Well, actually, that's not the question they're trying to answer this weekend.
Or who qualifies to the next stage?
Yes. Who qualifies to become one of the 5 possible wearers of the crown?
If you're a delegate, you feel very important right now.
Well, I mean, their choices are quite varied, including these 3.
Birthright. They know they are voting for generations unborn. So it is time for them to vote values, principle, dedication, and sacrifice. These are the new tenets that should be the backbone and the foundation of politics in Ghana, not monetization.
You know who that is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Who's that? Kwabena Japan.
Yeah.
Yes. Then there's also this person.
I'm dealing with 3.1 million farmers in this country. The Planting for Food and Job Subsidy benefited 1.7 million farmers. These farmers, naturally, are my supporters. So if I go to them to say that you need a farmer president for the first time in the history of this country, you don't think they will listen? They will listen.
Our former agric minister, the farmers are his supporters.
Yes. Is
he really sure about that? Okay.
He's about as sure as he is about the price of plantain. Then there is also this man.
I traveled a lot on bank business. I did a lot of work in other countries. And I've seen countries with much less than what we have do much more than what we are dreaming of. It suggests to me that we are not rising to our potential.
We are not rising to our potential.
Yep. Boachi Jaco is the one who has those views. So, yeah, we've got 10 of such men seeking to be leaders, seeking to be candidates for the NPP. And it will be whittled down to 5. So already we've heard 6 voices this morning. One of those at least, or possibly even 5 of those, will not make it into the next stage. So, yeah, be interesting.
Let's see how it goes on Saturday.
Let's see how it goes. Today, though, our analysis is going to be really deep. You know, when we get into these things, it's just fascinating. All the linkages and connections we'll draw. We will take you into the minds of the delegates, the things that they will have to consider in their decision-making this weekend. So stay tuned. It's going to be good stuff. All right. Shall we proceed?
Alrighty.
Let's do it. First of all, our thanks go to Total Energies. Total, we go the extra mile for you. And Absa Bank Ghana Limited, helping you find a way to get things done. And we're grateful to them for the 6 a.m. news. All right, buckle up. Time for the Joy Business Report. Brought to you by Glyco Life Travel Insurance. Glyco, we cushion you for life.
Welcome to the Joy Business Report, everyone. Coming up, global oil price is expected to stabilize around $84 a barrel for the rest of the year, according to Fish Solutions. We'll tell you what that means for developing economies like Ghana. Also, Finance Ministry commits to prompt payment of coupons on new debt exchange bonds and be prepared to pay more for services in the hospitality industry following an increase in water and utility tariffs. There's warning from the Ghana Hotels Association. Details coming up. My name is Daryl Kwal. Thanks for being with us. Hello to you listening from Koforidi on KTU Radio. First up, oil prices are expected to stabilize around $84 a barrel for the rest of the year. According to Fish Solutions, this will impact on inflation. The UK-based firm pointed out that inflation will go down slightly in most economies, including Ghana. Ghana is hoping to rake in $1.4 billion in oil revenue by the end of this year at initial projection price of $88 a barrel. Here's John Ashbourne, global economist, emerging markets at Fish Solutions.
Oil prices in dollars per barrel. Obviously, a huge peak in 2022 with the Russian invasion of Ukraine and subsequent shock. Since then, oil prices have come down a great deal, and we think they'll remain relatively stable over the remainder of 2023 and into 2024. So oil prices stabilizing at around $83, $84 per barrel. This shows the change in commodity prices between in each of these years compared to the year preceding it. So in 2022, the average price in 2022 compared to the price in 2021, in 2023 compared to 2022, and so on. And the shape is relatively similar, which is to say that prices of most commodities jumped very dramatically in 2022. That's most obvious.
You had John Ashbourne there, global economist, emerging markets at Fish Solutions. The Finance Ministry has assured that it is committed to honoring all future payment obligations for the new domestic debt exchange bonds. The assurance was captured in a statement issued by the ministry after it released 2.4 billion cedis on Tuesday to settle the coupons on the papers. It added that the restructured bonds should form the basis for rapid recovery of the economy. The Finance Ministry also believes that this action by government will help in ensuring credible and strong domestic securities trading market. In a related development, financial economist Professor Lord Mensah says government will be able to hit its targets for the second round of debt exchange program. Listen.
Most of these, funds like the pension fund and the bills are people's investment. So you don't expect that when government issues, instrument of that sort or restructure the debt, the fund managers would take up the burden. They may need time to go and consult, their investors. So, and looking at how government almost reneged on its promises when it came to those who couldn't take the first wave of restructuring the payment of their principal and then their coupons. It has pushed some kind of fear into the Ghanaian investor that, hey, if you don't hook up to the new bond, your old bond may likely to go junk. So obviously you may have to, hold on to the new one. That is why we see that kind of participation.
You had financial economist Professor Lord Mensah. The Ghana Hotels Association has expressed worry the recent upward adjustment in electricity and water tariffs will have a major impact on the operations. According to the association, several appeals to the Public Utilities Regulatory Commission to consider the current economic conditions on the operations of the hospitality industry have yielded no positive results. The PRC has announced that effective the 1st of September, there will be an increase in electricity and water tariffs by 4.22% and 1.18% respectively. Now, reacting to this, President of the Ghana Hotels Association, Dr. Edward Akanyameke Jr., advised customers to brace for to pay more for their services going forward.
It will certainly affect our business to look at the general picture because we use electricity for all kinds of things, and those who also work for us in terms of vendors and then other operatives also use these utilities. So we are going to pay more, they will also be paying more, and they will also demand more with the services that they provide for us. So certainly the impact will be there. However, there's a saying that to be forewarned for harm. So the hoteliers are aware of the quarterly adjustment, which PRC has made it abundantly clear. We will still have to ensure that we stay in business, and that will call for some.
President of Ghana Hotels Association, Dr. Edward Akanyamike Jr. Meanwhile, the Association of Ghana Industry says it expects a stable economy to further ensure a reduction in utility tariffs to reduce the cost of operations. Chief Executive Sechuma Kwawa says even though the increase in tariffs does not affect industry, the manufacturing subsector is still struggling to break even. He spoke to Joy Business at the launch of the 12th AGI Ghana Industries and Quality Awards.
We were not expecting an increment in tariffs for industry, and that's exactly what happened. So PRC has done well, and we welcome the current relief. It means that we go by the automatic adjustment formula. When the parameters have been changed, there's no point in changing the tariff. If parameters improves, then we should have a reduction in the tariff levels. Of course, if it goes up, then some adjustment will also be tolerated. So that is how the system has been, and therefore for this particular tariff, there's no increment in electricity tariff for industry.
Sechuma Kwabwa is Chief Executive of the Association of Ghana Industries. In other news, the Secretary General of the Trades Union Congress, Dr. Anthony Yalba, has called for social protection policies to improve the economic conditions of the marginalized in society. According to him, government would have to find ingenious ways to introduce tax policies targeted at the upper class. He has been speaking at a conference organized by the Institute of Economic Affairs in collaboration with the Chinese Embassy on Poverty Alleviation.
So, it's so easy for people who haven't seen poverty to blame people who are suffering poverty to say that they are lazy. Ghanaians are not lazy people. The conditions are really tough. If these conditions exist elsewhere where they have developed, perhaps they wouldn't have developed the way they have done it. So that is why those who are doing well must be taxed to support those who are not doing well. And we need to be able to tax people who have more than they need to help those who really need support.
Dr. Anthony Alba is Secretary General of the Trades Union Congress. The Ghana Revenue Authority has collected about 440 million cedis from e-commerce businesses since the introduction of taxes on their services in the latter part of 2022. According to Commissioner General of the GRA, Reverend Dr. Amishadai Osuamwa, about 110 firms have registered on the portal created and paying their taxes. He revealed this to Joy Business after addressing the 11th Annual International Tax Conference in Accra.
This year's tax conference theme, Taxation and Economic Development, a review of Ghana's tax policy, was chosen to reflect the current state of the country's tax collection, which has been very low as compared to other countries. According to the Commissioner General of the Ghana Revenue Authority, Reverend Amishadai Owusu-Amoah, the tax ratio is experiencing some astronomical growth as many businesses have been registered in the last few months. He further disclosed that since the launch of the tax on digital services, the country has raked in about 440 million cedis.
This portal, many online businesses have registered, and I mentioned that in the last 6 months we have collected over 440 million from these e-commerce through the platform. Now, most of these e-commerce platforms, they work through payment platforms in Ghana.
Speaking on behalf of the President of Ghana, Senior Presidential Advisor Yao Osafumaf appealed to the Institute of Taxation Ghana to partner with the Ghana Education Service to formulate policies on tax education.
I charge the China Institute of Taxation to help fashion out a program that will help educate Ghanaians on taxation and the need to pay taxes.
Eben Sabute's report for Joy Business.
Up next, Investor Eye, and today if you fall victim to a fraudulent investment scheme, always remember to be calm and do not panic. Make sure you keep all documents related to the investment safe and take pictures of all electronic transactions as evidence for investigations. Listen to Head of Technical, ICT and Digital Forensic at the Economic and Organized Crime Office, Amankwata.
If an individual realizes they have been duped or deceived, there are several immediate remedial measures they can take. Here are some of the steps to be considered. 1. Stay calm and control your emotions. It is important to remain calm and composed when you discovering that you have been duped. Losing your control can sometimes further mistakes or impulsive decisions. 2. Gather evidence. Try to gather all available evidence of the deception. This includes any documents, email, message, or other form of communication that can support your claim. Take snapshots, that's screenshots, photos, or make copies of relevant record to preserve the evidence.
And Investor Eye comes your way next week, Tuesday. Make a date. Before we go, let's check the markets. This morning, beginning with the commodity market, crude oil lost marginally, trading at $83 a barrel this morning. Gold went up by almost $7, open trading at $1,922 an ounce. Cocoa selling at $3,342 a ton. On the currency market, the dollar going for 11 cedis 43 pesos. On the forex or retail market, the pound going for 14 cedis 83 pesos, and the euro going for 12 cedis 43 pesos. More news on our website, myjoyonline.com/business. My name is Daryl Khan. Thanks for listening, everyone. The Super Morning Show continues here with Kojo Jackson.
Don't forget the /
Forward slash business.
Very, very important. Okay. Well, I suppose it's about time we brought you
our inspirational song for this morning.
You know, I've been thinking, this song that I like ever so much, the one that you made me tell you stories about.
Nasi?
Yes. Somebody asked me if I could bring it back.
Bring it back.
Yeah,
it's a nice song. Why not?
Song, isn't it?
Why not?
So, shall
Interestingly, it was playing in my mind this morning.
You're kidding me. Really?
I woke up with that
great
song.
minds think alike.
Okay.
Yes, but it seems our music player has suddenly jaded its home kakra.
Not this morning, not at this time.
All the times to suddenly start misbehaving. What does there you go. Oh, we're cooking on gas.
Got to
we're
do
ready.
the acknowledgements.
Yes. Oh no acknowledgements. This is Nasi with Aseda. It is my
Once it's Sunday, we'll have to play it for years. We'll market Ghana. Anyway, let's get to a drive safe campaign.
And it is brought to us by Joe News and Multimedia Group, supported by Toyota Superior Quality. Avoid all distractions, keep both eyes on the road, and remember the traffic lights are still down in most parts of the city center. So please be careful as we call on the Transport Ministry and Urban Roads. Fix the faulty traffic lights. That shouldn't be hard.
It shouldn't be, Mama V. But unfortunately, in a country like Ghana, everything is so difficult to do. There should be, a priority. But unfortunately, our priority today is not fixing traffic lights.
No.
Priority today is not road safety. The same country that in 2018, after the death of Ebony, set up an inter-ministerial committee, voted billions of Ghana cedis towards road safety. It's the same country today that people would have to die. And yet we still don't care. Anyway,
but let's say thank you to the police MTTD. They're doing a fantastic job doing the work of the traffic lights, which is not easy, by directing traffic.
Well, talking about that, yesterday, I see them during the day they're doing that.
Yeah.
But yesterday when I was after front, when I left here, the traffic light around the SG Bank headquarters wasn't functioning.
Yeah, they possibly can't be there 24 hours.
Exactly. So just imagine, you probably could be stuck there more than 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Because nobody and that's why you see people trying to do all manner of things.
So this is the main ring road.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's a very busy place.
Functioning.
Yeah.
So even if you are able to turn left, there are those coming from Kwame Nkrumah interchange.
Exactly.
So you'd have to also wait.
And those coming from the Nima side as well.
And that's the problem. Yeah. That one isn't functioning. Today around the National Service traffic light is not functioning.
Yeah.
Oh, Ghana. Let's learn how to say it right. Brought to us by Kingdom Books. At Kingdom, quality and affordability are their hallmarks. And Societe Generale Bank Ghana, the future is you.
Something must be done.
You say either, I say either.
It's Thursday, so how about a new word for our vocabulary? Riposte. R-I-P-O-S-T-E. Riposte. Now, it's worth mentioning that the English say riposte, but the Americans say riposte. And as I always remind you, the national language of Ghana is English, not American. So we're going with riposte. A riposte is a clever or witty response to an insult. It originates from the French riposte with an E instead of an I, which was a word used in fencing to describe the sharp attacking lunge of a sword fighter right after parrying an opponent's thrust. Have you ever used it in a sentence? No? Well, it's never too late. Here's an example. Instead of a clever riposte, Mama V chose to respond to my relentless teasing with a simple "go with you." And that's how you say it right. Back to the studio now, where Mama V is patiently waiting with a clever riposte.
Let's call it over.
Yes, today's Say It Right was sponsored by Mama V Industries.
There are two sides to a story, right?
This time around, only one side will be shared. All right, the news review comes up now, brought to you by First Atlantic Bank, refreshingly different, and Syntex Tank, a strong, a tough.
So let's start with the daily guide for today's 7 fight for 2 slots in NPP Super Delegates Conference. And I'll explain why the daily guide, captions it this way. It says that, based on a research that was, released recently, that indicated that, Dr. Bema was going to get over 70% of the votes, and Alan Chemantin will get 7.6%. Canada, Japan getting about 4%. And so it says that based on that, the remaining 2 slots will be contested by 7 persons.
Oh.
And these 7 persons are Dr. Uswefri Yakoto, Boache Jakon, Kwabene Japan, Francis Adainimo. Then you have Dr. Kofi Knedu Apreku, Joe Gate, and Kojo Poku.
Oh.
That's, according to the Daily Guide.
Okay. What's the political desk saying?
Wait till 8:30 thereabout. And when we start the conversation, you will find out whether the spirit will lead us to make a prediction.
Kojo, you mentioned the 5 pretenders, and they are?
How would I know? Am I a delegate?
Well, I mean, one of the things that's
in the words of one of the delegates, whom am I?
You know, so you have 13%, according to this particular poll, if there's anything to go by, you have 13% who say they are undecided. Now, the 13% who say they are undecided could vote anyway. So, technically speaking, yes, you can actually, infer that you have 3 people who may likely make it. But I even would say yes, because of the 13. So, if the 13 decided to vote 5, 4, whatever it is, 3 people very likely to go through.
Do you believe that there are people who are still undecided?
You could have them. In politics, everything is possible. There are people who may be decided today and change their minds tomorrow. Even me, as I sit here, there was a time I was going to vote when I was at the university. Then I got to the election center. Then I had a lot of things at the election center.
Really?
Yes. But so I was going to vote.
At the polling station, you
candidates
decided there.
I had candidates that I was going to vote for. Those ones I voted for. I had other candidates who had come to talk to me, and I felt that, I'll just vote for them. But when I got there, and a lot of discussions were ongoing, I changed my mind.
Interesting.
So that's possible in elections. Yeah, you can change your mind even at the while you're entering the ballot box the voting booth. So
especially if you vote on an issue, if you are the kind of person who is voting because of a particular thing that matters to you, right? If somebody sways you with their argument of how they are going to solve your problem, the only logical thing to do is to, change your vote accordingly.
Of course, it happens in elections. So that one, I'd say that, and that's part of the reason we say all the time. Of course, we'd come back and do all of the do the analysis, but that's why we say all the time. And I agree with Sir John when he says fear delegates, because look, you could be getting into an election believing that you're going to win, or believing that you're going to make the top 5. For many of these candidates, they first of all would want to make the top 5. When they make the top 5, then they will take a decision whether to contest or not. Because the reality is that it is not everybody in the race who wants to be flag bearer.
True.
They know. There's some of them who are in the race to actually nest an ambition for another time.
Now, part of what we will discuss today is what it means to make it into the top 5 for the long term, beyond 2024.
Right.
Okay, because this is a party that has to reshape its future. In fact, both parties have to do a bit of that after 2024. So how will these 5 be positioned, going into the future? Then you've got to think about running mates and all of these things. So the conversation will be very, very interesting today.
And I just will give you a sentence of an answer to Kojo's question. Let's go back to 1998. There was a young man in the race at the time, only 44 years, placed 3rd. He came back in 2007. By 2014, he couldn't even make the top 5. A lot of things happening in politics. We'll tell you the story of Dr. Kofi Knedu-Apreku later on.
Who is one of the 10, by the way?
Yes.
Is he a contender or a pretender?
I don't know. The delegates will decide. NDC MPs, beg your pardon, please agree on BOG protest. But yesterday, I saw a letter from the police. Now, let me just go into that letter. That, seems to suggest that the police has suggested another route to the NDC MPs, and they're waiting for the NDC MPs to come back. So let's just keep our fingers crossed and see what would happen. ECG sacks 11 top officials. If I had to get into this, because of their activities causing financial loss to the company. So we said these top executives include Treasury Executive, Senior IT Assistant, Assistant Accounting Officer, Artisans and Customer Service Officers, among other senior staff. And a reliable source in the ACG who demanded anonymity said the affected executives indulged in various illegal activities that adversely affected the coffers of ECG. And finally, Duka opens workshop for small-scale miners. We're told that the Deputy Minister of Lands and Natural Resources, George Mekuduka, he's opened a workshop in Takwa for district mining committees. And a big one, I don't fear prison. That's James Jachikweson, who says, no, he doesn't fear prison, but he believes in the justice system of Ghana. So, he's facing criminal trial, and the most important thing is intent. And did he intend to do that? No. So he believes that he'll be exonerated at the end of the day.
Daily Graphic newspaper. WASI written papers begin with oral English exam for Ghana only. So we know that Nigeria, Liberia, Sierra Leone, and the Gambia, they return to the May-June calendar. So they've already had their exams. But we stuck to the new normal calendar occasioned by the COVID-19 pandemic in 2020. You've talked about the Super Delegates Conference. It's making the front page of the Daily Graphic with a picture of Professor Aaron Mike Okwe, chairman of the NPP Presidential Elections Committee. Also, EU injects 120 million euros into West Africa exports, and 2023 Ghana Teacher Prize launch. But a story I want to highlight is on page 14, and it says a physically challenged court user has threatened to sue the Chief Justice and the Attorney General if steps are not taken to make the Supreme Court user-friendly for persons with disabilities. In a letter detailing his intention to sue the state, S.Y. Felix Ntosu said the absence of ramps and banisters at the stairs to the entrance, coupled with the steep stairs in the building, made it difficult and unfriendly for PWDs to access the building. And he said this was in direct contravention of the Persons with Disability Act 2006, Act 715. So he had already written two letters, one in 2021, the other in 2022, to draw the Chief Justice's attention to the issue. He actually got a reply sometime in August 2022, but he says to date, nothing has been done, hence his intention to take the legal course.
And you can understand where it's coming from. This is the courts, and you expect the right things to be done. In 2006, when we passed that law, we said, okay, because there are public buildings already in place, they have a 10-year period to make it, disability friendly. And after 10 years, after 17 years, we're still not done that. Come on. Maybe you should go to court.
Yeah, maybe this time around he would actually get us some sort of change. When you go to page 28, don't process August salaries, allowances for CTAC members. That's Education Ministry to Controller and Accountant General. If you head there in the news, the 6 a.m. news, well, CTAC members say that this will not move them. If they like crowd, they should fire them. They want to make lives better for those ahead of them. So they will appeal this decision. They will go to the highest court if it matters to fight this.
Well, this reminds me of, was it in 2007 at the time where, NAGRAT were fighting government, they were on strike, they were taken to court, some of them were not paid, eventually they got paid, when we got into an election year and everything. But the most important thing really is that if you did not follow the right processes, embarking on a demonstration, this one, the ministry can always, embarking on a strike, the ministry can always, get the National Labour Commission to compel them, or go to courts too, yeah.
Here's a story of interest, still in the Daily Graphic. It says gospel singer Selina Boateng has started a campaign which aims to fight the culture of body shaming of women, especially those in the limelight, by trolls on social media. Selina, who has had her fair share of body shaming, is urging social media trolls to put an end to the harmful behavior, reminding them of the real-world consequences of their actions.
Good campaign. WASI starts with oral English.
Yesterday started with
oral English. Mm-hmm. So they are done with it. We hope that they're able to hear everything oral English. It's a challenge, really, particularly if you're seated by a PA system that doesn't work well.
I think that was my first O-level exam, or was it my last? I don't quite remember, but I remember it being a bookend, and people sitting nervously outside the room. There was this room with desks, and then the examiners would be sitting, and then you come in and they have a conversation with you, and people were nervous.
Sorry, you had a conversation?
They have a conversation with you.
Oh.
Yes, that's how the oral English paper was done.
Okay. Ours was played back.
Exactly, and that's where the problem is, because you're listening to that, and this was a challenge. I got to the university to have a better understanding of some of the things that I was expected to have known at that level, because here you're dealing with pronunciations, you're dealing with questions, you're dealing with stress, intonations, and it's a very difficult area, even at the university level.
Yeah.
So at the secondary school level, if you're not taught properly, and really a lot of us, you just had people, teachers coming and playing these sounds, and then they tell you this is this, and that's the end of it. And so it was very difficult. My problem was that in Mali school at that time, I was an assistant entertainment prefect. We had been bragging that we bought a PA system, and I sat close to the speaker and I couldn't hear a thing.
Imagine.
Yeah, I couldn't hear. the echoing and.
So they play back audio to you in the exam hall.
The paper
and then
in
you do what? And then you write?
Yes.
No, but we were being tested on how well we speak the language. So we would sit in front of an examiner who would record the conversation. Yeah, and then you would have a chat.
That was not our experience.
That's how we used to do oral French at the university.
I think it's repeated. Is it once or twice?
Well,
you hear it for the first time, then you hear it again.
What are you testing? That's only a test of hearing.
Well, if you ask any of our colleagues at the time, recently, maybe I had some of our friends from the past having a conversation of. He borrowed my newspaper.
Oh, yeah, that was one of the. Yeah, I remember that.
Did John steal your newspaper? And it was Dr. Saki. I was told Dr. Saki, UCC,
was the chief examiner.
Was one of those in there. And you can imagine Dr. Saki even now. And then, anyway, let's get into our online news review. I wish them all the best as they continue with their
good luck.
Finish hard.
Yeah. All right. The online review is brought to us by Zenith Bank in your best interest and Goyle Good Energy.
So what do you do when you run out of fuel in your vehicle? Do you just stop up anywhere? Don't do that. Let's introduce you to the Good Energy family and why you must be a part. Gold's Super XP Ron 95 and Diesel SP are the best quality fuels with high performance in town for your vehicle. Gold Super XP Ron 95 is a high-grade fuel sold at the same price as normal fuel, and Gold Diesel SP is low in sulfur, making it an eco-friendly option for your vehicle. With over 440 stations across the nation, join the family that rewards you with quality for an energized driving experience. Goyle Good Energy, Goyle.
All right, on myjoyonline.com this morning, Nana Kumia is saying no government appointee has been coerced to support Baumia. This was on PM Express last night with
Isn't that what the president said before?
The president said the same thing, that he's not going to state his choice.
Yeah, but he had not asked
for it to influence people. Yeah, and that he had not asked anyone to support anybody. Kojo Bonsu expresses interest in NDC presidential running mate position. Okay, remember
the visit?
Yes, the visit, and what I said about that. Interesting, eh? Okay. There are some who say they should consider a woman. There are some who say it should be an Ashanti. There are some who say it should be both. All right, NDC has been the best since independence. Dr. Dufour is the one making this claim on citynewsroom.com. Go check out why he says that. And on CNN this morning, Wagner boss listed among plane crash passengers as Russia wages Ukraine war. So Wagner met with Wagner's Prigozhin, met with Putin apparently very recently, just before this flight, which crashed.
Well, one thing I know is that Putin doesn't forgive.
One thing I know is that they met, and then.
So.
But I thought they were okay.
Yep. You can't trust Putin on that.
There's something interesting going on, though. Yeah. Anyway, go check out the details on CNN's website. Right now, though, time for the BBC News, brought to you by Fidelity Bank. Believe with us, and Log On Voice. Experience seamless business management.
For decades, we have helped businesses connect with their trade partners all over the globe. From Ghana to Burkina Faso, Côte d'Ivoire, Benin, Togo, Senegal, China, Morocco, France, Netherlands, and many other countries. We have made it possible to bring Ghana to the world. We have brought small and medium businesses closer to their customers across the regions in Ghana with our SME support facilities. We have brought relief and smiles to the faces of families with our employee personal loans. With our cutting-edge technology and digital support, we take the burden of complex thinking off you, making life simple. That is who we are, as close as a partner. Bank of Africa. We are indeed the African bank with the global reach.
Want to feel energized for more? Fuel up with Super XP Ron 95 and Diesel XP high performance products from Goyle. Our high grade fuel comes at no extra cost, but with more power. And our Diesel XP, it's low in sulfur, making it an eco-friendly option for your vehicle. Experience high performance and quality with our products. Available everywhere. Choose Super XP Ron 95 and Diesel XP for an energizing driving experience. Good energy.
Are you a corporate organization, e-commerce business, individual or student looking for a trusted courier company where you can track your package and receive SMS alerts to keep you posted? At IAS FedEx, we move your documents and parcels with care to the destination of your choice. With offices across the nation, we happily deliver your package to your office or the comfort of your home. With the assurance of safety and affordability giving you peace of mind, IAS FedEx has your package in good hands. Call us on +233 501 605,000 or +233 501 631,000. IAS, licensee of FedEx.
In an era where the business environment is constantly changing, the need for accounting and finance professionals who can guide and lead organizations to sustainable success is critical. The good news is, CIMA's CGMA designation, held by over 150,000 professionals globally, delivers the skills, competencies, and mindsets that employers require. Learn more about the CGMA designation at www.aicpa-cima.com or email accra@aicpa-cima.com.
It's time to go beyond what your traditional financial apps can do. Introducing Cowrie, the only digital financial app you will ever need. Experience Cowrie, the way to pay. Send. Move your money in quick, easy steps at the best rates on the market. Buy. Top up your airtime and data twice as fast as you normally do. Pay. Step out of the cash queue. Pay for any product or service when you need to. Enjoy it faster. And now, manage. Experience a new way of managing your money. Understand how and when your money moves. You can rely on Cowrie every day. Download Cowrie from your Google Play Store or App Store. Experience Cowrie, the way to pay.
Business Daily is in 30 minutes.
We've all heard the reports of the demise of the office, but are traditional workplaces a thing of the past? We'll be reporting from the US, Europe and Asia to find out what's behind the trend and how it's reshaping the towns and cities we call home.
This is the BBC World Service, the world's radio station. Welcome to the inquiry on the BBC World Service. Remote working had a poor reputation for years.
When somebody asks to work from home, it must be because they don't want to work very hard.
A global pandemic changed attitudes, but not everywhere.
That feeling that you're somehow outside of the team, I don't think that for Japanese it's really pleasant.
As regulators race to keep up.
As often happens with fast changes, the change came first than the law.
This week we're asking, is work from home working?
One of the challenges when working from home is, of course, the lack of connections with colleagues. And if you live on your own, basically your work to some degree becomes your family. And when this is taken away, then it has a detrimental impact on mental health.
The inquiry starts after the news.
Hello, I'm Moira Alderson with the BBC News. There's intense speculation about the cause of Wednesday's plane crash in northwestern Russia, which is presumed to have killed the head of the Wagner mercenary group, Yevgeny Prigozhin. Russia's aviation agency said he was a passenger on the private jet, as was his second-in-command. But the Kremlin has not confirmed their deaths. Our security correspondent, Frank Gardner, considers what the reported death of Mr. Prigozhin means for the future of the Wagner group.
From Mali to the Middle East, this former hot dog salesman forged personal connections with people who enabled the Wagner Group to successfully spread its tentacles across at least 7 countries, notably in West Africa. He also enjoyed the loyalty, perhaps even the devotion, of thousands of his mercenary troops. This personal charisma, in stark contrast to the often dour demeanour of
Choose from the following foods one as our national dish.
Upper Prancer. Kinky and fish with pepper. Banku and okra or pepper with fish. Tozafi and pesi and abum. Wache. Ghana jollof. Which one is Ghana jollof? Jollof is jollof.
Ghana jollof.
Oh, Nigeria. But we do Nigeria jollof in Ghana.
Ghana jollof.
Akpala and okra soup. And then Gary and beans. Red. Yo. Gary. Which one would we go for? I guess it's a big question. I don't know. I like red. I like banku and okra. And I certainly like akpala. And I'm pissy and abum.
You're confused. You're confused. Choose one this day. Choose one. Which one?
I'm conflicted. Banku and okra.
Or akpala.
Banku and the green okra. The green, you see the green one?
Ademe or whatever they call
it. No, Ademe, the green one.
The
best.
Without the oil, the red oil.
Exactly.
Listen to all of them.
Somewhere in Sogakofe.
So themselves. You see, the truth is this. Well, I mean, I haven't said anything. Who am I confusing? the truth is, look, there's an emotional answer and a logical answer from everybody. Everybody will have an emotional answer and a logical answer. You know, so there's the food you like, right? And you think, this is what I like, so that should be the national dish. But then there is the food that, if you think about it, it is most representative of Ghana. Okay. Now, the food I like is wachi. I can eat wachi 3 times a day for the rest of my life if I have to. It has to be from the Jowulu woman.
It's been a while since you ordered that one.
It's been some time.
It must happen today.
Show love, Kojo.
All right, no problem.
Show love.
Okay, so that's my emotional choice. I would think to myself, wachi. If you give a white person wachi, you know, they can appreciate it, they can enjoy it. It is close to the foods of other parts of the world. You know, Asia, rice. You know, Europe and so forth. So in my mind, I can give myself 100 reasons why it should be wachi, because that's what I like. Okay, but then at the same time, I should be able to sit back and just think about Ghana and think, what food matches Ghana? And I'm sorry, but it's fufu. In my mind, it's fufu. It's fufu. That's the one thing that we can sell because of its uniqueness. There's so many different things about it. Well, I mean, that's how we make fufu. We have found clever ways through technology to, you know, make it in other ways. That's fine. And any dish can have several recipes. Okay, so but the original is the pounded, isn't it?
Yeah.
The reason why I think it's good is because there's a story to it. There's a uniqueness about it. The only food that you eat without chewing. Right, so it gives
you chew your fufu.
Masa, you have a mental.
So some people
you have a mental problem.
Do you chew banku as well?
No, but banku there you have to. I mean,
no, I don't chew banku.
Those who enjoy banku don't chew.
I don't chew it.
Okay, so you have that. Okay, there's a unique way of eating it. Then there's a unique way of making it. Look at how photogenic pounding of fufu is. Okay.
Tim.
Yeah. So there is a whole narrative to the food, so that when you want someone to remember your country, this food is a brilliant mechanism for that. So if you ask me, if I'm being logical, not because it's my favorite thing in the world, but because I think it just works, I would say fufu.
Okay.
But you see, having said everything and having talked about logic, this is where I like fufu. I mean, everybody who knows me knows that I love fufu. I mean, I love to eat fufu. But I may actually depart from fufu and maybe settle on wachi.
Oh.
And I'll tell you why. I'll tell you, some time ago there was a Ghanaian who went to prepare wachi for the Queen of England. You remember that? Yes, the Queen of England, actually, at the time, Elizabeth, enjoyed our wachi. Now, everywhere you go, there's somebody who prepares wachi there.
It's true.
So every Ghanaian
would have tasted wache, rice and beans, basically. I mean, and then we put a few things to it, and then we're happy, we're excited. I mean, I go to Ho and I will go to the Zongo, drive to the Zongo, and go and get wache. I go to Takrady, everywhere I go, you want to eat wache. Go to Tamale, I was in Bolgatanga for when we're going for ballot box in Boku. I went to buy wache. They had wache. Everywhere you go, you would have wache. And I'm choosing this because of who we are as a people. Look, choose fufu. Somebody says to me, my people, we don't eat fufu. We don't eat fufu. I don't like it. Oh, choose akpen. Oh, no. I don't like akpen. But as for wache, everybody. I mean, there are people, not everybody, most people can appreciate what wache is and how it tastes. And also because you can actually eat it sometimes even without sauce. People will be like it. There are people who eat their wache like that. Yeah, just eat it like that. And you see, when it comes to the sauce, you probably may want very spicy, non-spicy. You can actually determine. Go and prepare fufu right now. Is it fufu and a punching kakra? Recently, we're seated at a place and they brought some, light soup prepared with cow head. You know, the way the boys were crying that it was too hot. The pepper, they kill me, the pepper, they kill me. My very good friend who snatched it from everybody, crying afterwards. I won't mention his name for today. You know, so that in itself, and imagine, look, a lot of the Europeans don't like pepper. They don't. So if you're marketing any meal, you're taking it outside the country, okay? That's where the Ghana jollof too would work. But the jollof is a Gambian or Senegalese food, which we have adopted in our country. Let's leave it at that. I don't know if wache belongs to another country. If it doesn't, probably I may change my mind. But until that time, look, I think that wache may work for us. I mean, the gari and beans too is okay.
Red.
I mean,
because
gari, it's good.
You talk about options.
Yes.
The plantain is nice. Like everybody, I don't know who will not like plantain, cocoa plantain. Whether it's fried or as in the dry one, cocoa plantain is nice. One. And beans itself, if you add it to like jomi or something, and you can add a little pepper if you like pepper. I think beans red would do.
Okay.
Red, and I know some visitors in Ghana who like red when they taste it. Red will do as good.
But I haven't said all of these. If they were left to me alone. You know me, I like my fufu.
Yeah. I thought you chose wache.
I've chosen.
There's the emotional
I have chosen.
and the
No,
logical
I have chosen wache. But I say, if I were to go emotional, I will go for fufu.
Okay,
Mine is the other way
then
around.
let me go emotional. I think banku and okra.
No. I have chosen wache.
I am. Back when he was still a member of the Black Eyed Peas. With vocals from Macy Gray. Woo! Love it. 12 past 7 on the Super Morning Show right here on Joy 99.7 FM. It's a big political Thursday. 10 people hoping to make it to the next step of the quest to become NPP's flag bearer. I describe them as 5 contenders and 5 pretenders because in the end that's what it will be, isn't it? Yeah. So today we get into the analysis of it. We try to see, the motivations of each of these 10 personalities. How will the outcome affect them? All right, those 5 who might not make it, how will they align behind those who do? These are all questions we're going to tackle. We're also going to talk about those who we think are going to be topmost on the minds of the delegates. What is going to go into the delegates' choices? In this, the super delegates, of course, the super delegates' choices. We'll try and identify these super delegates as well, give you an idea of which members of the party are going to be making this decision on behalf of the rest of them, okay? All of this detail coming your way today on the Super Morning Show. And we'll also be sharing some of the thoughts and views that have been expressed by those who are vying for these top 5 slots. All right, stay tuned. That's all coming up.
Well, Total Energies Marketing Ghana PLC, your trusted oil marketing company, proudly presents its Helmet for Life campaign to you. Now, Helmet for Life is a Total Energies initiative which aims to raise awareness among motorbike users on the principles of road safety and in particular the wearing of helmets. At Total Energies, we put safety first in all our operations. It is particularly pertinent to our social responsibility, especially towards the motoring public, our customers and stakeholders. Therefore, in addition to other road safety initiatives implemented already, Total Energies has now introduced the Helmet for Life as an added effort to ensure that road users in our communities, including motorbike riders, are kept safe on our roads. We strive to prevent personal injuries and control damage to property. Follow Total Energies on Facebook, X, which used to be Twitter and Instagram, to discover more and participate in our Helmet for Life campaign. Total Energies committed to better energy.
Are you used to calling it X?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, we're getting there.
Okay, all right. Now, the Sukasa Ugranson Community's affordable luxury housing project is now rolling out its affordable housing units on sale. For 3-bedroom units, you can with an outhouse, you can get one for $97,500 and above, or the prevalent city equivalent. The 4-bedroom units with an outhouse start from $195,000, or the prevalent city equivalent, and you get various convenient payment options. The projects are presently at East Legon Hills and Ayi Mensa, and of course you will find the Ogranson office, the Sukasa Ogranson offices at Lagos Avenue in East Legon. Call them on 0302 960 865 or send a WhatsApp to 055 369 7886 for your enquiries. You can also reach them at info@sukasa.com.gh and on all their social media handles as Sukasa GH. Sukasa, building on trust.
And here's exciting news from Fidelity Bank. How do you feel about earning points and getting rewarded when you use your Visa card? Fidelity Rewards is here. Earn points anytime you use your Visa card. Points can be used to redeem airline tickets, hotels, cashbacks, phones, tablets, gift vouchers, and Visa merchandise. Look, what's more, when you spend a minimum of 100 Ghana cedis at Starbites, Melcom, Chicken Man, Pizza Man, Cheesy Pizza, Honeysuckle, or at any supermarket, you get cashback. Visit any Fidelity Bank branch today and get your Visa card. Go to fidelitybank.com.gh to register for the loyalty program and be on your way to enjoying amazing rewards.
Now, if you're looking for a freight forwarding company to handle both your inbound and outbound shipments, I have the perfect place for you. Is IAS FedEx. IAS FedEx offers a wide variety of international freight services, which include air freight, sea freight, be it less container load or full container load, and customs clearance and documentation. The international operations link more than 200 countries, supported by extensive domestic workers in all key markets, and offer a range of fast and direct freight services to suit your needs. They're dedicated staff who have in-depth knowledge in the local customs clearance processes and procedures will sort you out. IAS FedEx pre-finances freight pickups up to an agreed threshold for their clients. Terms and conditions apply. Please contact them now for free consultation on international freight services and customs clearance processes. Call IAS FedEx on 050-160-5000 or 050-163-1000. With IAS Ghana, your freight is firmly secured.
Now, KingdomStoreOnline.com beckons to you on your browser this morning. Go check out all the new stuff you can buy from Kingdom Books and Stationery Limited. Great thing about it is you can pay via Momo across all networks. Delivery is really quick, and if you live in Accra or Tema, delivery is really free. So, terms and conditions apply at Kingdom. Quality and affordability are their hallmarks.
And Toyota Ghana has unveiled an irresistible offer or package for you for a limited time only. They're offering huge price discounts on a range of vehicles, including the dynamic Starlet, the robust Hilux, and the powerful Fortuner diesel. And that's not all. When you make that decision to acquire any of these incredible vehicles, Toyota will reward you with an entire year of complimentary servicing. This golden opportunity won't be around forever, so pay a visit to any of their showrooms located in Accra, Tema, Kumasi, Tamale, Takwa, and Takrady. Alternatively, you can reach out to them on 0302910204. Credit purchase is also available through special arrangement with your finance partners. Toyota, superior quality.
And here's some seriously exciting news that's going to tickle your financial fancies. We all know that times are tough. But guess what? Societe Generale Ghana has reloaded the Yatiso Loans promotion. SG Ghana has extended the Yatiso Loans promotion all the way to the 29th of September 2023. So if you're looking to pay off those bills without shedding a tear, sort out the kids' school fees, refurbish your home, or start building that dream castle you've always fantasized about, this is your golden ticket. SG Ghana has actually given you more time to jump on the epic loan promo. They are offering discounted interest rates on their loans to customers and non-customers, including employees on the Controller and Accountant General payroll. So dash into any of their 42 networked outlets or simply call SG Ghana on 0302 214 314 and let them sprinkle some financial magic into your life. Yatiso Loans promo reloaded now ends on the 29th of September 2023. Remember, terms and conditions apply. Societe Generale Ghana, the future is you.
Alrighty then, so time for us to bring you the nutrition line from Nestle. You know what they do? They offer good food for a good life.
Coffee in your cup and joy on the set. The Super Morning Show is always the best bet on Joy 99.7 FM.
Having your baby try out different tastes and flavors isn't just about giving them a change of taste. This helps to develop their palate and prepares them better for accepting varieties of adult food as they grow. So go ahead and try any of our 6 Cerelac variants, that is wheat, maize, rice, biscuity, fruit pieces, and millet. Remember, each bowl of Cerelac contains goodness that helps your child's normal growth and development. Cerelac, it's all good, Mum. This advert is FDA approved.
This is Nestle Nutrition Line. Nestle Nutrition Line is a public service program from Nestle Ghana Limited. Nestle Nutrition Line offers tips on good food for a good life. Now to your presenter.
Good morning. Here we are again, spreading joy, good health, and happiness. It's Nestle Nutrition Line. I'm Jackie Ankra, also known as Na Ajeliswa. On today's edition of Nutrition Line, we're concluding our series on complementary foods by discussing some foods you should not feed a baby less than a year old. The first food to avoid is raw and lightly cooked eggs. This is because eggs may contain a bacteria called salmonella, which is destroyed when the egg is thoroughly cooked. Lightly cooked or raw eggs may have active salmonella, which could lead to food poisoning in your baby. Another category of foods to avoid are those that could choke your baby. These include whole groundnuts, toffees, and large chunks of carrots or other fruits and vegetables. As the baby grows, they will be able to eat such foods safely. Until then, please do take precious care of your baby. Time to leave you now. I'd like to thank you for joining us this and every weekday morning. We look forward to hearing from you as we share ideas, comments, and suggestions that make this show a whole lot healthier and a whole lot better just for you. 0302 517 020 or 0302 211 880. Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Toll free 0800 120001. Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to midnight. Weekends and holidays, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. To WhatsApp, SMS, or call, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. The numbers are 0593 8457, 0593 845649, 0593 845708. You can also email consumerservices@gh.nestle.com. Now strike a pose and give life your best shot. Enjoy the day. Bye.
Having your baby try out different tastes and flavors isn't just about giving them a change of taste. This helps to develop their palate and prepares them better for accepting varieties of adult food as they grow. So go ahead and try any of our 6 Cerelac variants, that is wheat, maize, rice, biscuity, fruit pieces, and millet. Remember, each bowl of Cerelac contains goodness that helps your child's normal growth and development. Cerelac, it's all good, Mum. This advert is FDA approved.
It's the best season of the year, just in some points. Momo Pay or you say Momo app. Send with ease and win big. You be merchant or you be Momo user. Momo season Abanti, send the BBR. Send the BBR. Momo season Abanti, send the BBR. Send the BBR.
From now till the end of September, earn points when you download the Momo app and make Momo Pay transactions to a merchant via either the QR code or merchant ID and stand the chance of winning 1,000 Ghana cedis weekly and other amazing prizes. Our merchants are not left out. Receive payment and win. There are lots and lots of exciting prizes to be won. So download the Momo app, transact with Momo Pay, and get rewarded this Momo season. TNCs apply.
MTN. Have you ever thought of the one that makes you complete? An escape from the clutches of interest charges. With the Standard Chartered Visa debit and credit cards, payments are completed at the speed of light, intertwined with interest earning accounts. You also get unbelievable rewards every time you swipe. You have access to over 1,200 airport lounges worldwide. High credit limits of up to 100,000 Ghana cedis and up to 50 days interest-free with our credit cards. You also get to enjoy full multi-trip travel insurance for 90 days. Fees discounted at your feet with our globally partnered merchant points. Bills are always settled, not battled. Get the Standard Chartered debit and credit card now. Call toll-free on 0800 740 100 or 0302 740 100 or reach us via email on feedback.ghana@sc.com. Standard Chartered, here for good.
Whether I'm passing by the food market, visiting the salon, or filling up my tank for a spontaneous adventure with old friends in a new city, when asked, cash or card, it's always card for me. I switched from cash to card for all my payments with MasterCard. Now I get to do what I enjoy with ease.
Switch from cash to card for all your payments with MasterCard. MasterCard, the secure and convenient way to pay.
Today we've got some big ones, some very big, very special birthdays coming up. Birthday messages on the Super Morning Show are brought to you by MTN. Everywhere you go, Bank of Africa, the African bank with global reach. Bank of Africa, as strong as a group, as close as a partner.
And of course, talking about Bank of Africa, tomorrow,
yes,
one of our fantastic Hailings gets to win something.
It's tomorrow. It's tomorrow.
Yes, it's tomorrow.
As in, like, start dialing ahead of tomorrow.
Yeah.
I've got people calling me and saying, my daughter wants to take part. My daughter wants to take part.
Yeah. Tomorrow is the time. That's right. You can start rehearsing your quick dialing skills. Yes. But dial tomorrow, okay? All right. So it's also brought to you by Franco Trading Enterprise. Still phone Papa Perfie.
And talking about Franco Trading Enterprise, they've taken delivery of CCTV camera with on-screen display menu and easy configuration, chest freezers and refrigerators, washing machines. They also have in stock all types of phones and accessories, smart TVs ranging from 32 to 55 inches, and Franco air conditioners from 1.5 horsepower to 2.5 horsepower. Enjoy up to 40% discount online in all our shops nationwide. Download the Franco Trading app on Play Store or visit francotrading.com. Don't pick any number on Google. Call us on 0246 422 338 or 0555 939311. Franco Trading Enterprise.
Still phone Papa Perfie. All right, who's kicking us off?
So I've got this beautiful twins. They turn 12 today. Happy birthday to Michelle Na Natele Akwele Badu and Milene Na Noko Akoku Badu is from Mommy and Daddy, and of course Auntie Mama V to you. Enjoy your 12th birthday. Happy birthday to you, girls.
Great. So this one says, blessed birthday to Rosamond Ofori, Smith Trust Towers at Abraka. You're my sweet and affable wife, my eternal sunshine, and the great mother to our children. Continue to receive God's favor, grace, and mercy on the occasion of your birthday. We love you, Rose. We love our Rose and Mund. It's from Kwame Ofori and the 4 Gs. And this one says, a belated happy birthday to Mrs. Evelyn M. Falate, former headmistress of University of Ghana Primary School. May this new year bring you joy, peace, and good health. Mommy, we love you. And it's coming from Mark and Belinda.
All right, yesterday was Dr. Kenneth Techi, who is head of gastroenterology at the Kolebu Teaching Hospital. It was his birthday yesterday, so wishing him belated happy birthday. Wishing you nothing but God's continual protection and goodness all year round. And this is coming from your wife, Jennifer, and of course your children, and myself, your in-law, to you. I hope that you had a blast yesterday.
All right, now I've got 2 very special birthday wishes. I'll start with this one because it just came in. All right, it says happy birthday to Mrs. Akofa Banson. She's the CEO of Star Times Ghana, and her husband Fifi Banson and the family of Bansons are wishing her a very happy birthday. Now this one has got to be done. This lady is really a member of our family here at Joy. Every live event, she's there. Every Friday when we do these, the get-togethers at Labadi Beach Hotel, she's there.
With black?
Basically, she's just one of us. And today happens to be her birthday. So a very special happy birthday to one of our very favorite people, Mary Sam. Mary Sam, happy birthday to you, and we'll see you at the next event, huh? Okay, a couple more very quickly before we move on. Let's say this one, on your 10th wedding anniversary. May God bless your union till the end of time, Mr. Edward and Mrs. Selina Oakley. It's from the entire family of Gansers. They wish you every blessing. Now, this one says, Mummy's sunshine and Daddy's boo-boo and Grandpa's Fifi, we wish you a happy 5th birthday mixed with everything bright and beautiful. Happy birthday to Achezipa Fifi Ahinsa Gansa from your parents and siblings. There you go. All right. The Joy Sports Center is brought to you by MTN. Everywhere you go. Standard Chartered Bank.
We're
here for good. Allianz Life Insurance.
We
secure your future. 1xBet, your reliable bookmaker. And DSTV. It's your moment.
And secure your life and that of your loved one. Just dial *1890# to join the Allianz Life family and experience true peace of mind. You can buy and pay for your life insurance, pay premiums on an existing account, Check your balance, withdraw your insurance savings, initiate claims, and receive payments promptly. All this by just dialing *1890#. Follow Allianz Life on Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram on Allianz Life Ghana. For more information, call Allianz Life Insurance on 0302-267-892 or visit our website, allianz-gh.com. Allianz Life, we secure your future.
And think about this. Standard Chartered wants to take you and your partner to Anfield to watch Liverpool FC play live. Now, how about that? It's just so simple to be eligible too. There's an equal chance for clients and non-clients. For non-clients, download the SC mobile app, open an account, start transacting. But for existing clients, just transact more, participate in this campaign. Remember, the more you transact, the more presence you gain in the basket for that final draw. That selects the ultimate winner. This is your chance to experience Anfield with your partner. There are other consolation prizes, so please open that account and transact now to watch Liverpool FC play live at Anfield. This promotion is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas Lottery platform. Terms and conditions apply. Standard Chartered, here
for good. Now imagine getting rewarded for doing something you already do every single day. That's the specialness of MTN. It sounds too good to be true, but that's exactly what Momo Season is about. Now, there's something for everyone, so download the Momo app on Play Store or App Store and use Momo Pay for your day-to-day transactions to a merchant, either through the QR code or merchant ID, and stand a chance of winning 1,000 Ghana cedis every week and other amazing prizes. Now, the merchants are not left out of the rewards. Receive payments and win. Keep using your Momo Pay on the Momo app and get rewarded. Lots and lots of exciting prizes for everyone. So, what are we doing today? Transactions, more transactions with Momo Pay. Earn more points and win big this Momo season. Go to momomerchantapplication.mtn.com.gh for your Momo for Business account today. It's Momo season, so just Momo it with Momo Pay. Terms and conditions apply. There he is.
There you are.
Mm-hmm.
There he is.
El Gaza.
Oh, El Kojo. How you doing, my brother?
Charlie, me dear pan.
Anyway. Today, not too good news. Not too good news because from the World Athletics Championships, we late last night we got the news finally that Ghana has officially withdrawn from the 4x100.
Oh,
yes,
hamstring and toe.
Yes. So earlier in the day, yesterday I did, preview and said people should look out for our guys in the 200 meters, and then we had literally a double whammy. One of the athletes pulled his hamstring. To be fair, he had been one of the fastest in the year this year, but then before the games, he had a hamstring injury before the games. They were hoping he'd heal before, and so after several tests, it was said that he could run. Unfortunately, he lasted just a few seconds after he came out of the block. So that was one. And then for the second, Joseph Polamwa was actually getting close to getting out of the heat into the semi-final.
Yeah.
He was that close. And then all of a sudden we saw on TV that he suddenly slowed down. And later he said he stubbed his toe. So we have a video of that on our socials. Yeah, he just stubbed his toe. He went for a checkup at the hospital, and we had a statement late last night from the Ghana Athletics body that for health reasons and for their safety and all that, they would, in consultation with the World Athletics Championship organizers, that the players the athlete's health always comes first. Yes, so
that is catastrophic.
Yes, so we are done at those games. Anyway, so that's where we begin on the Joy Sports Center. Lots is happening elsewhere. I'll review what happened yesterday, day 5. We preview what's going to happen today at day 6. As usual, I'll give you the times you should be behind your telly if you want to watch. Then there's football. Mohamed Kudus seemingly going into the Premier League, getting closer. Leo Messi has led Inter Miami to yet another final just after 2 months of being there. Now, it's getting, the pressure is pressuring. The tension is tensious for the Spain FA president, for his kiss, unsolicited kiss. You know what they say, one kiss is all it takes. And same on the Joy Sports Center as well. I'm Gary L. Smith. Let's do this for the next 10 minutes or so. Let go. The Ministry of Youth and Sport has supported the two athletes, that's James Dadzie and Joseph Polamore, with an amount of $8,000 to undergo treatment for the injuries they sustained while competing for the country at the Worlds. Dadzie pulled his hamstring with about 80 meters into his race. Amoah also sustained an injury in the lateral front side of his right foot. Here's the Deputy Sports Minister who is with them in Hungary, Evans Bobie Poku.
Any time they go for competition, they hold Ghana's flag high. So it's very sad news for us. And I have encouraged them to put this one behind them. At least they have an opportunity come next year to compete for qualification to Paris 2024. Thank God Accra Games Athletics is going to be qualified to Paris 2024 Olympics Games in Paris. So the ministry on behalf of the government has supported them with $8,000 to both of them to go back to go through treatment quickly in the state so that come March next year they will be fit to participate in the Accra Games, African Games in Accra to represent Ghana because they are our best for Accra Games.
Right, so that's the Deputy Sports Minister from Hungary. Now, their injuries, that's Dadzie and Amoah, also forced Team Ghana, like I said, to withdraw from the 4x100 meter relays, which was supposed to happen on Friday. And it's an event that many Ghanaians had hoped the team will put up a good showing in. Delegation leader and Ghana Athletics President Ba Husseini says it was a very difficult decision to take.
The decision was very tough to take, but it was very tough and very necessary for the sake of the athletes' health. Now, the World Athletics is safeguarding the interests and welfare of athletes. So we don't want to aggravate the situation. We all saw what happened. Joe Paul even came out from the curve, leading no less an athlete like the girl from Canada. Until the injuries set in, and we're devastated. But we're also hoping that we could do something before the Friday. So we took the necessary step by taking them to a medical center for real medical test and examination. When the results came out, it was not too good, and we didn't want to risk the career of the athlete. We know we have the competition coming on next year.
Right, so that's the Ghana Athletics President, Ba Husseini. What does the Team Ghana coach in charge of getting the athletes ready for everything that's they were supposed to do, what does he think? Elom Amenakbo is understandably very, very disappointed.
Yeah, very much nervous. I can't go against doctors if they advise that he can run, or if the athletes also feel that he can run. There's nothing I can do about it as a coach. I'm just hoping Joe Paul's own is not that serious that he'll be able to step in for the 4x1 team. But if there's a medical advice that says that he can't, and or the athlete himself feels that he can't, no, I can't force him to do it.
Sad stuff. So, to wrap it all up, here's correspondent there, Fentu Tahiru Fentu, who is explaining just what the mood is like there.
It's a massive blow for the team for one reason. It makes their journey to qualification for the Paris 2024 Olympic Games very, very complicated, or even more convoluted, some might argue. Now, at the Budapest Championships, if this team had made the final of the 4x100 meter relay, it would have qualified them automatically to the World Relay competition to be held in April next year at the Bahamas. It is at that competition that the finalists will book automatic spots to the Olympic Games in Paris 2024 to happen in the summer. Now, if you don't compete, as Ghana are not going to, it means that they don't get automatic entry into the Bahamas World Relays. And what it means is that for Ghana to get to that competition, to try and qualify from there to Paris 2024, they will now have to run in relay events across the world in order to prop them up the ranking that could qualify them to be selected. There is an opportunity that presents itself at the Africa Games. They could run there, but if they don't do well there, they should, or they have to run other races elsewhere, other relay races elsewhere, in order to try and qualify. So it just makes the journey a lot more complicated, and I'm sure they would have preferred the more straightforward option, which would have been trying to run here and try to make the final.
Our man on the ground in Budapest, Fento Tahiru Fento. Now, he spoke to the Ivorian sprinter Marie-José Talu. If you followed track and field, you know that she's basically been carrying Africa on her back for about a decade. But she gets into the finals only never to win, any gold. She suffered another near miss, this time in the women's 100-meter final. The 2017 World Championship silver medalist over the same distance narrowly finished fourth behind Sha'Carri Richardson, Shericka Jackson and Shelley Ann Fraser-Pryce. Talu, who has gained a reputation for always being so close but so far, was inconsolable after the race.
Mentally, I'm good today. Yes, Monday and Tuesday I was not at all. I cried all night. I cried also on Tuesday.
Don't worry.
But I'm good actually. I'm good. But God grace, because when you finish fourth and you have all your competitors who come to greet you and say, we wanted you to have also one medal is, it's not my head. So I'm really grateful to be in that generation where it's not really ash, it's all love. So I'm really grateful.
Right, Marie-José Talu there. Hopefully one day soon she would get her flowers. Elsewhere, Britain's Josh Kerr stunned Norway's Olympic champion Jakob Ingebrigtsen to take 1,500 meter gold. Now the 25-year-old clocked a season best 3 minutes 29.38 seconds to make his first podium at the championships.
Great Britain's Kerr, shoulder to shoulder with Ingebrigtsen. Kerr seems the more powerful. Kerr has passed Jakob Ingebrigtsen, beaten by Whiteman 12 months ago, now being beaten by another British athlete. Josh Kerr is the world champion.
Now, you know the interesting thing. Last year, Whiteman beat Ingebrigtsen to gold, and this year it's Kerr. The interesting thing is that both Whiteman and Kerr all grew up in the same village in Scotland. They trained at the same time and they have become back-to-back world champion, beating the same guy as well. Very interesting stuff. It's not something that Ingebrigtsen will be happy about anyway. So, what do we look out for today in the World Athletics Championship? South Africa's Wade van Niekerk will have a shot at a third global title when he lines up in the men's 400-meter final. And we have in the women's 400-meter hurdles, a new world champion will be crowned because Sydney McLaughlin-Levron is injured and out and not in Budapest. The American was initially meant to focus on the flat 400 meters at the championship, but she withdrew. Dutch sensation Femke Bol is the autumn favorite to claim the crown and upgrade silver she won at last year's World Championship. In the men's long jump, China's Wang Jianang will be looking to defend his title as well. Meanwhile, the newly minted 100-meter champion Sha'Carri Richardson and Noah Niles of the United States will be in action in the 200-meter semi-final for a shot at keeping their sprint double hopes alive as well. And in football, Mohamed Kudus has been included in Ajax's travelling team for the Europa League qualifiers against Ludogorets in Bulgaria despite strong interest from West Ham. According to many reports, he will be heading to the Premier League as well. And Mama V, you heard the story about the Spanish athlete who was kissed without her consent.
How could you even get consent at that time? Yeah.
So she has broken her silence. She has urged action against her boss, basically.
That's it.
The Spanish Football Federation President Luis Rubiales.
That's the way to go.
She needs to do this for the others because, there had been a lot of allegations that he'd been doing it in private and holding them inappropriately and all that and all that.
I like this one. Well, thanks, Gary, for sports. There's more sports
Thank you.
on myjoyonline.com. But our social media messages here on the show brought to you by EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank. Ghana is commissioned to know your HIV status and take steps to protect your health. GTP Lifestyle. The Uncle White joins us for Food for Thoughts.
EcoBank Mobile, they make me say, oh yeah, oh yeah. EcoBank Mobile, they make me crazy. Download it and use it. It gon' make your life so easy, yeah. Oh yeah, download it. You go enjoy it. In my Brahmin check, Brahmin check. In my Brahmin check. Come make a download them for you. Cause you can pay bills, you can buy credit, you can pay school fees, even church tights with the Apple. EcoBank Apple. Life is easy with the EcoBank mobile app. You can pay your bills, transfer to and from mobile wallet, virtual card creation, transfer to other banks, express account opening, scan and pay, express cash, all at your fingertips with the EcoBank mobile app. You know it's 5-star life with EcoBank. Can promise.
Who wants a song when you can have a sale? Orca is celebrating 20 years of excellence by giving you 50% off 20,000 items. Make your house feel like home with selected furniture, accessories, textiles, decor, appliances, and much more for 50% off. Celebrate this milestone with us. Visit the Orca Superstore on Spintex Road today.
Joy 99.7 FM.
All right, let's go for food for thought. This is brought to us by Roverman Productions. Be the difference. Good morning, former President Spencer.
Good morning, I'm gorgeous. And how are you doing?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you, Uncle?
Well, I'm doing good. Oh, you know, we are going to Tamale this weekend. Should I bring you a confirm?
Oh, Uncle Ebo, please. Yes.
All right. All right. I'll make sure I bring you grilled a confirm.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
You receive it on Monday morning then.
Oh, thank you. Secret code of wives, huh?
Yeah, in Tamale. And then next weekend is Naked in Bed here in Accra at the National Theatre.
Yeah, I'll be there on Saturday the 2nd.
And so don't miss this one. This one is a crazy play. But people have been asking whether it would be safe to come with children. Yes, it would be. If some of the references we make there, your child understands what we are saying, then your child is not a child. So it's time to have a conversation with him or her.
Right.
But no, there will be nothing there that would embarrass you with your children. So just come. Let's have a good time. On Monday, a former president of the Republic of Ghana, Dr. Kwabena Mensah, began to share his reflections on his term of office and his legacy with us. Time ran out on him, and so today he continues. So here now is part 3 of an address from a former president of the Republic of Ghana. Good morning, fellow long-suffering Ghanaians. Let me begin this morning by telling you how my interest in politics was born. I left Ghana for further studies abroad when I was in my early 20s. At the time of leaving the shores of Ghana, I had become used to certain things in Ghana. I had become used to a system that did not work as it should and had unknowingly accepted it as a norm everywhere. Electricity goes off without notice. Well, that is normal. Potholes on the streets, well, normal. Poor service everywhere, normal. Hospitals overburdened, but without the right equipment and personnel, again, normal. Overcrowded classrooms and schools without the right ambience for learning, normal. Filth everywhere, choke gutters, normal. Then I traveled and was shocked to discover that what I had accepted as normal was not normal at all. Filth and choke gutters from the where? Hospitals without the necessary equipment and personnel. Why? Waiting for hours for public transport? Are you joking? I discovered a system that worked. Streets that were clean. nobody littered. Potholes, again from the where? They were always working on keeping the roads in the best possible condition. If a crack appeared, they worked through the night to repair it. And so you traveled home on a road in one condition and you returned the next morning and it was a completely new road. You needed something, a service from a public office, you were treated with respect and did not have to beg or have connections or pay bribe. I went to an office to get some documentation done, and I was so impressed with the professionalism and warmth of the service that when it was done, I gave the official who had attended to me a tip, as I know it would have been expected of me in Ghana. He looked offended and asked, "What is this?" I said, "Oh, this is just to say thank you for your help." He said, "This is not Africa. Please don't do this again. I am paid to do this. You don't owe me anything." With shame, I collected my money and left. You don't owe me anything. I am paid to do this. I had never heard that statement in Ghana before. In Ghana, if you did not give a tip, you did not get the kind of service you needed. But over here, I discovered that the only places tips were expected were in hotels, in restaurants, and for taxis. As for the school's library and the style of teaching, let me not even go there. But I was not just impressed. I was more interested in knowing how it was possible to create a system that worked that efficiently. I discovered that the average person in that system was shallow and ignorant of a lot. But as a collective, they had managed to create and sustain a system that worked. How was that possible? Well, it didn't take me long to discover the secret. Leadership and discipline at all levels. People felt responsible and discharged their responsibilities because there was leadership to ensure that they did so, or to sanction them if they failed to do so. I resolved that I would return to Ghana after my studies and do my best to replicate that system here. And that was why I got into politics. And I was fortunate that through a series of events that I could not have planned, I found myself 20 or so years after my return as the president of the Republic of Ghana. Finally, I thought, this is my chance to show the world that, as Kwame Nkrumah said, after all, the black man was capable of ruling himself. I was determined to create a system that worked. I wanted to create a system that was enabling and not stifling. I yearned to create the Ghanaian dream, in which every Ghanaian got to live a fulfilling and rewarding life right here in Ghana, without trying to trek through the desert for greener pastures abroad. I wanted Ghana to be the paradise for Ghanaians. I was convinced that Ghana was not poor, that Ghana had been made poor by those who had been in charge of our affairs over the years. The good news is that I got a chance to create that system that would improve the standard of living of every Ghanaian when I became president, and got to serve my maximum 2 terms. The bad news is that I left office only to find that I did not even make a dent in the failed and failing system in Ghana. In office, I believed I was making a huge difference. And I believe that because my handlers made me think so. Now, out of office, and without my handlers to put a spin on things and manipulate me, I discovered to my regret and deep anger that I will have to be included in the ranks of failed presidents in Ghana. And I will now tell you how and why I failed, and why other presidents may also fail Ghana if they do not learn from my experience. Well, for now, my time is up, but don't worry. I've already paid for more time on Monday. Until then, join me in praying that those who lied to me and stole from Ghana whilst pretending to be helping me execute my vision for the nation do not get to enjoy their loot. God bless our homeland Ghana and rid our nation of dignified thieves. And gorgeous, that is my presentation.
Amen. Mr. President, is that all we can do? Pray?
For now, because on Monday, I'll say more.
We want them prosecuted. Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, Uncle Ibo, for another food for thought today. And I'll tell you how you can get a ticket to be part of Naked in Bed. That's a must watch. And I will be there on the 2nd, which is the Saturday, 4 p.m. It's 57 minutes after 7. This is the Super Morning Show, live on Joy 99.7 FM.
A day. Turn up the volume.
Joy 99.7 FM. Coffee in your cup and Joy on the set. The Super Morning Show is always the best bet on Joy 99.7 FM.
Uncle Ibo will be back on Monday, God willing, for another food for thoughts. I'll tell you about the secret code of wives. If you're in the northern region, if you're in Tamale this weekend, if you have a family there, you've got friends there, please get them tickets so they can watch Uncle Ibo White's play. But every day people face different emergencies: police emergency, fire emergency, medical emergency, you name it. But many Ghanaians don't know their emergency numbers. Well, here's one you'd want to remember. Star 770 hash is the new EcoBank money emergency number. Star 770 hash gives you instant access to loans, fund transfers, utility bill payments, airtime and data purchases, and so much more. You don't need internet for this. Just dial star 770 hash. No need to panic in any money emergency situation. EcoBank will always come to your rescue. And you don't need internet for this. So just dial star 770 hash for solutions to your money emergencies. If you have money emergencies today, star 770 hash, your answer. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank. It's your birthday today, Nana Sifat Chum, CEO of Sifat Communications. Enjoy your day today. I wish you God's blessings. And we've got the business minutes coming up shortly, which is brought to us by Consolidated Bank Ghana CBG. We stand with you.
Coffee in your cup and Joy on the set. The Super Morning Show is always the best bet on Joy 99.7 FM. Joy 99.7 FM.
Hello, welcome to the Joy Business Minute, brought to you by Consolidated Bank Ghana. We stand with you. Oil prices are expected to stabilize around $84 a barrel for the rest of the year. According to Fish Solutions, this will impact on inflation. The Finance Ministry is assured that it is committed to honoring all future payment obligations for the new domestic debt exchange bonds. The assurance was captured in a statement issued by the ministry. The Ghana Hotels Association has expressed worry the recent upward adjustment in electricity and water tariffs will have a major impact on the operations. According to the association, several appeals to the PRC to consider the current economic conditions have not yielded positive results. And a closely watched survey suggests the UK economy is on course to shrink between July and September and could tip into recession. The survey found that rising interest rates and weaker household spending led to a sharp drop in demand for goods and services in August. And that's the Joy Business Minute, brought to you by Consolidated Bank Ghana. We stand with you.
It's the most action-packed breakfast show in town. The hottest music, the best giveaways, the great interviews, and all the laughter and fun you can imagine. Don't miss the Super Morning Show on Joy 99.7 FM. It's the best breakfast show in town. coffee in your cup, and Joy on the set. The Super Morning Show is always the best bet on Joy 99.7 FM.
It's a minute after 8 on the Super Morning Show live on Joy 99.7 FM. Daryl bringing us the Joy Business Minutes, and we're always grateful to Consolidated Bank Ghana, CBG. We stand with you. It is because of them that we're able to bring you the Joy Business Minute every weekday, 8 a.m. live on the Super Morning Show. Now, are you a government worker looking for quick access to financial assistance at most competitive interest rates? Then look no further, because CBG is offering you access to loans up to 250,000 and up to 72 months repayment period. That's a lot. Lots of money and so much time to repay. For more information on how to access CBG controller loans, walk into any of CBG's 114 branches nationwide or contact CBG on 0302 216,000. You can send an email and the email address is info@cbg.com.gh. Visit their website cbg.com.gh and learn more. Or you can also hit their social media handle. CBG's on Facebook, Twitter, X, and Instagram. Get additional information there. Terms and conditions apply. CBG, we stand with you. And Uncle Ebo is taking The Secret Code of Wives, which is an original Ebo White play, to Tamale, Radach Hotel in Tamale. 5 p.m. and 8 p.m. August 26. So please get a ticket if you have a family there, you've got friends, if you're traveling to Tamale. Star 365 star 535 hash. That's the number to dial to get a ticket. But remember, he has a new play for those of us in Accra. We'll be enjoying Naked in Bed, which is in partnership with Joy FM and National Theatre. It comes over at the National Theatre on the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 8th, 9th and 10th of September 2023. Fridays at 7 p.m., which is one show only. Saturdays at 4 p.m. and 8 p.m., two shows only. And Sundays at 1, 4 and 8 p.m., three shows. That's the Roverman 1, 2, 3. You can't miss a play, and it will cost you only 150 Ghana cedis. Please get your ticket now. It's available via Koba short code star 365 star 535 hash, star 365 star 535 hash on all networks. Visit the Riverman Production pages on Facebook and Instagram, or you can call Riverman Productions. Here's a number to call: 050-554-6010. You can also send WhatsApp to 050-554-6030. Sponsors: Ebony Condoms, Gino Tomato Mix, and GCB Bank PLC. Communication partners: Notify and Logistics Movers. Riverman Productions, be the difference. Naked in Bed, you heard Uncle Ibu there. Children are allowed. It's 4 minutes after 8. Super Morning Show. What's on our desk today? What's on the table today? What are we talking about? Well, 10 people are in the race to lead the NPP in the 2024 presidential elections. There will be a super delegates conference on Saturday, August 26th, to reduce the number of aspirants down to 5 to make way for the presidential primaries to select a flag bearer on November 4. Big question: who will make the top 5 and who will be eliminated? Well, we wait for Saturday, but we've got some great analysis coming up here on the Super Morning Show.
Our delegates know that they have their birthright. They know they are voting for generations unborn. So it is time for them to vote values, principle, dedication, and sacrifice. These are the new tenets that should be the backbone and the foundation of politics in Ghana, not monetization.
You see, I'm the only one that a lot of people really are not taking my campaign very serious, especially at the grassroots. When I go and start engaging some electoral area, they're like, oh, Master Nadia, always 2 times, 5, no, you know, so people don't think that I have a message. So I want to prove a point.
You know how we do is this is your election headquarters. Great analysis. Winston has promised us they've got the top 5 coming up. are engaging our political desk here on the show and others for some good analysis ahead of the Super Delegates Conference. Who will make the top 5? We welcome you. Please join us if you've got comments. And of course, we need you to be part of this. So who do you think will make the top 5? Who will be eliminated? 050-1111-997. That's our WhatsApp number. And send your X messages with the hashtag JoySMS. Now, if you're not used to it, X is Twitter. Well, former Twitter. So send your tweets and add the hashtag JoySMS. Election headquarters live on the Super Morning Show. Stay for all the juicy details on the Super Morning Show. But our big story is brought to you by Vodafone. Further together. Latest Phone is your partner for life. Belmonte by CPL developers the ultimate luxury experience. And Access Bank, your number one remittance bank. Access Bank, more than banking. Here's one from Vodafone. Vodafone Cash is excited to inform all customers that they can conveniently pay for electricity bills using their Vodafone Cash wallet. Now, here's how you do it. Take your phone and dial *110#. Select option 4, which is make payments, and then select option 1, pay bill. Select option 3, utilities. And then finally select option 2, ECG, and follow the prompts to complete your payment. It is easy, safe, and convenient to pay your ECG bills using Vodafone Cash. Kindly note that this service is only available to customers with the ECG smart meters. Pay for your ECG bills with ease. Vodafone. Who will make the top 5? Who will be eliminated? The Super Delegate Conference of the NPP comes up. But ahead of that, our political desk will do all the analysis and give you all the predictions live on the Super Morning Show today. So please don't go anywhere. In the meantime, send us your messages on 055-1111-997. That's on WhatsApp. And send us your X messages as well with the hashtag JoySMS. How does that sound? Okay, send us your tweets with the hashtag JoySMS.
Hey, you ever buy credits where you get up to 20% of your money back before? Make I tell you about Vodafone's demo promo. See, anytime you recharge a demo, you get up to 20%, whether it be short code or your Vodafone cash wallet, or you use credit transfer to your number or someone else. And now you be high tech, so you use my Vodafone app or any payment app. However you do, Vodafone go send you up to 20% cash back into your Vodafone cash account. We reload here, but then you enter. Top up your airtime with 5 Ghana cedi or more in Vodafone's demo promotion and receive 20% of your money back straight into your Vodafone cash wallet. Recharge and cash out in the Vodafone demo promotion.
Vodafone, further together.
Comfort, durability, finishing, quality. Choosing sofas and beds for your home, office, or hotel couldn't be easier with an exclusive range of sofas and beds in various designs and colors from Latex Foam. There is so much choice, whatever your budget. Latex Foam, your partner for life.
Wouldn't you prefer an apartment hotel? One that offers the utmost convenience of a boutique hotel while offering the idyllic comfort of your own private home. Oasis Park Residences offers luxury studios, 1, 2, and 3 bedrooms, both for short and long-term rental at competitive rates. Our sky swimming pool, gourmet outdoor restaurant, and a fully equipped gym rest on a breathtaking rooftop with panoramic views of the city. Oasis Park Residences, located at Shiashi Tetekwashi, 10 minutes from the international airport, is the ideal place for all your accommodation needs. Why don't you give us a call on 020-4343-009 or visit our website at oasisparkresidences.com to make your reservations. Oasis Park Residences, more than a home.
When you for would you want money seek free amanone, and now one money seek amanone. Any Beka customers and pimpima will win a chedia on swallow access bank at chedia promo no. A bribia bebura access bank on crabata BM. Eko disika money who do mabia a free 500 Ghana cedis aircraft. Who bet me winning surprises a hood one movie. So Western Union and a money gramba with trimua. Ma access bank in bra with trim. So a man seek cancel beto access bank account to direct there. A ye free. Freto free 0800 004400. Access Bank, more than banking.
Joy 99.7 FM. It's the most action-packed breakfast show in town. The hottest music, the best giveaways, the great interviews, and all the laughter and fun you can imagine. Don't miss the Super Morning Show on Joy 99.7 FM. It's the best breakfast show in town.
No doubt, this is the best breakfast show in town. It's 12 minutes after 8. Also coming up on the Super Morning Show, well, President Akufo-Addo is expected to address over 40 leaders attending the BRICS summit in South Africa. The trading blocs BRICS, which account for over 40% of the world population, says it wants to scale up its membership, with 20 countries applying to join the framework. And we know BRICS is Brazil. The countries making up BRICS: Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. And we're aware that Nigeria has formally applied to join the framework, raising questions as to whether or not Ghana may follow same. Those who support Ghana joining BRICS argue that the country's increasing dependence on China makes it next to impossible to do without the trading bloc. Well, we have our head of the diplomatic and foreign affairs desk, Blessed Suga, with a lot of details from South Africa later on here on the Super Morning Show. So that's also a matter that we'll be dealing with. And of course, we'll be also doing the analysis. We're going to scale the numbers down from 10 to 5. And I'm talking about who leads the NPP. We know this weekend, this Saturday, August 26th, there will be the Super Delegates Conference to reduce the number of aspirants, the presidential aspirant, from 10 to 5 to make way for the presidential primaries to select a flag bearer on November 4. Ahead of that, your election headquarters. And when I say election headquarters doing the analysis, I'm sure you understand by now. The team will do justice to this conversation here on the Super Morning Show. Please join us. Let's have a lovely conversation on WhatsApp and on X as well. All coming up here on the Super Morning Show. Please stay with us.
Nyamidia Apartments, the first master planned community in Ghana, is offering a 20% discount on all units. 2 and 3 bedroom apartments ready to move in today. Strategically located a short drive from the Tema Motorway roundabout towards Community 25. Call us now and the first 10 will get an additional 5% discount. Use the promo code NYAMIDIA23. Terms and conditions apply. Contact number 0551 435 555. Nyamidia Apartments. Affordable luxury homes for everyone.
You know, I still haven't told my husband. I'm afraid of his reaction.
Oh, I thought you said you would try to disclose your HIV positive status to him on your birthday.
I wanted to, but never got round to it. It just did not seem like the right time to say it.
Don't you want him to go and test to know his status too?
Of course I do. I am just afraid of his reaction. I am afraid he will walk out on me and quit the marriage.
But you can't be too sure of that.
You know, the other day when he heard HIV in the news, he referred to it as a bad disease. And I know a couple of people whose partners deserted them because they tested positive for HIV.
But it is also important for him to test for HIV and start antiretroviral medication if he is HIV positive.
So what should I do now?
Why don't we ask your HIV counselor at the facility for advice? Come on, let us call her and find out how best to disclose your HIV status to your husband and also get him to test for HIV.
This message is brought to you by Ghana AIDS Commission.
Show on Joy 99.7 FM, and we know that President Akufo-Addo is expected to address the over 40 leaders who are attending the BRICS summit in South Africa. Now, the trading bloc's BRIC, which accounts for over 40% of the world's population, says it wants to scale up its membership, with 20 countries applying to join the framework. And we know that West Africa's economic powerhouse, Nigeria, has formally applied to join the framework, raising questions as to whether or not Ghana may want to do same. For those who support Ghana joining BRICS, they argue that the country's increasing dependence on China makes it next to impossible to do without the trading bloc. So very soon we'll be joined by head of our diplomatic and foreign affairs desk at Joy News, Blessed Suga, whom I'm told is joining us via Zoom. We'll be speaking to Blessed shortly on what to expect and how the conference is going, or the summit is going so far, and whether or not he's picked information about Ghana's willingness or not to join. But you know what? Open the door into your dream house. There's no feeling quite like returning home after a busy day at work. I mean, that feeling you get hearing the key turn in the lock to open the door and walk into your own little piece of paradise. Well, with a mortgage from ABSA, you get to enjoy that feeling over and over again in your own home. If you're a salaried worker, you can borrow up to 5 million Ghana cedis at fixed or variable interest rates and pay back your loan over a period of 20 years. Discover how to get things done at absa.com.gh. That is Africanacity. That's ABSA. Terms and conditions do apply. But experience the excellence and global recognition of a British education combined with convenience and affordability at Lancaster University, Ghana. Expand your horizon and elevate your career prospects with a British degree delivered right at your doorstep. Apply now and embark on a transformative educational journey that will shape your future. Admissions are currently open for October 2023 intake. For more information, kindly visit lancaster.edu.gh. You can also contact us via email at admissions@lancaster.edu.gh or call us on 0302218989 or 0209607008. Lancaster University, Ghana, the only British university campus in West Africa.
Coffee in your cup and joy on the set. The Super Morning Show is always the best bet on Joy 99.7 FM.
Right, so let's get on to Zoom now, where Blessed Suga is joining us, because we know that President Akufo-Addo is expected to address the 40 leaders who are attending the BRICS summit in South Africa. Already there are conversations about whether or not Ghana should join the bloc. Blessed, good morning, and thank you very much for joining us.
Well, good morning, Winston. Good morning from Johannesburg. And I must point out that the BRICS summit is already underway. I started yesterday with the South African President, Cyril Ramaphosa, making an opening remark and pointing out that the South African government is using their position now as the chair of the trading bloc to expand and also to reach out to more African countries. Is the reason for which we're seeing the likes of President Akufo-Addo being flanked by his counterparts from both West Africa and other parts of the continent joining the BRICS Plus phase of the summit, which is happening and is underway as we speak.
I mean, we'll get to the President Akufo-Addo bit, we'll get to the Ghana bit and whether or not Ghana intends to join. But so far, what's been the discussions at the summit?
This year's BRICS Summit is the 15th BRICS Summit. And for those who do not have an idea of what BRICS is all about, it's got to do with the emerging economies that are making quite a significant trademark on the global economy. And that's got to do with the likes of Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. Some experts see them as a rival group to the Western-led Britain that we know of, such as the IMF and the World Bank, which have all been of immense contribution to helping the Ghanaian economy and also other African economies. But you have South Africa being in this unique position because of the traditional alliance that they have with the likes of these countries such as India, China, Russia, and Brazil. So it's an annual event that usually takes place where we see all of the leaders from these 5 countries converge in a particular country, which obviously have to be one of the BRICS nations, and then they get to discuss issues confronting the global economy and how to advance. So this year's forum is unique because the world is just moving out of the COVID-19 pandemic, and then we have the onset of the external factors or shocks from the Ukraine and Russian conflict. So, given what's happening across the world, BRICS has decided, and that's been done strategically by the government of South Africa, to host this conference and to host the conference on the theme BRICS and Africa, and trying as much as possible to dialogue on ways to promote growth and inclusive multilateralism, which is the theme for this year's engagement. Because South Africa is hosting that position as the chair, and they want to leverage on the position they have now to further advance the interests, as they are indicating to us, of the African continent. And we heard Cyril Ramaphosa, the president of South Africa, indicate yesterday, for instance, that the African Continental Free Trade Area, which is being hosted by Ghana, is one of the strategic tools that they would be leveraging on to try and draw in the BRICS partners. So there's some sort of a streamlined mechanism where we have these emerging economies tap into the potential of these intra-African trade arrangements. So these are matters that are featuring really high here. And in a few moments from now, we're expecting more leaders to make statements, including President Akufo-Addo, who is present at this meeting.
Great. So that's my colleague, Blessed Sogan, who is head of our Diplomacy and International Relations desk here at Joy News. So, Blessed, let's talk about, President Akufo-Addo. When is he speaking? And based on what you've gathered so far, what's he likely to say?
Okay, so there's a lot in this for us as Ghana, because I was talking about the membership of BRICS, which has China. Now, if you take a look at China is a very, very strategic partner to Ghana's economic recovery. In spite of the fact that they're taking a support from the International Monetary Fund, we cannot do away with China because, first of all, they are our highest trading partner. Our external debts, about a third of it, amounting to some $1.7 billion is all China. So you cannot have a conversation about the Ghanaian economy without talking about the Chinese economy as well. Fortunately, the Chinese President Xi Jinping is also attending the summit. Now, if you are a diplomat or you understand the runnings of international relations, this is presenting a big opportunity to President Akufo-Addo and the Ghanaian government, who've had a hell of a time, sorry for using that word, reaching out to the Chinese economy, or those in authority in the Chinese economy, just to get an external debt restructuring. Winston, you recall when, of course, we're having that challenge, our finance minister had to make his way to China and try on several occasions to engage the Chinese authorities. This is an opportunity for President Akufo-Addo, if indeed we can leverage on the diplomatic ties that we have and try and get through to Xi Jinping himself. And who knows, we might get a more favorable term on our external debt restructuring, because we're looking for relief now. And if that relief has to come, China has a say in the future of our economy. So it's likely that the president may be speaking about this. And we know that President Akufo-Addo, who is a believer of multilateralism himself, who's been complaining about how the global financial architecture has not been so favorable to African economies, will make a statement on that. We also know that BRICS wants to move towards, pushing the agenda of a common currency. As to whether or not they want to put that through the African Union is something we're not too aware of. But that is also on the agenda, because we have the Afri-Exim president and the others also joining this summit. The UN Secretary General is also here, who will be making a statement in a few minutes from now. Then at about 9:10 Ghana time, it is expected that President Akufo-Addo will officially make his statements, and we'll get to know if indeed he will also be appealing directly to China through this forum that he has to try and plead for some more relief. That's what we're on the lookout for.
But do you know, for instance, if Ghana has applied to join the bloc, as in BRICS, Ghana has applied to join?
It's a big debate right now. In fact, I was speaking to the global chair of the BRICS Business Council, Busi Mabuza, who says that, it would be a brilliant idea to have Ghana join the alliance, except to say that, while doing that, you must be considerate of national interest. So as to whether or not it's in our national interest is what I'm sure President Akufo-Addo will be taking a look at. Already, our big brother Nigeria has taken that lead. Nigeria has formally applied to be a member of BRICS, and we have just learned from that address by President Cyril Ramaphosa a few minutes ago that indeed BRICS will be expanded. So Nigeria's possibility of getting through is becoming easier now. Now, if you talk about the West African economy and how ingrained it is, we're the most integrated sub-region in the whole of Africa. So if Nigeria is taking that lead, and Nigeria being the big brother who's hosting ECOWAS, you would expect that other countries may want to, even if they do not feel they need to do that now, they may at some point consider joining, because this is the most populous nation on the continent, the powerhouse of the West Africa sub-region. You don't have a choice. If they are going ahead, you would have to do something. Either join them or find an alternative way of counterbalancing the advantages that they may get from BRICS. Because once you join the alliance, you're going to be getting the benefits from Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. That's the big deal here. So you don't want to take this lightly. But Ghana has a unique situation. Of course, you have our president who, by his disposition, you can tell that he's much more linked to the West. Will he embrace what's happening now, where, of course, a lot of countries are moving towards the East? That's the problem that's coming up now. Now, Buzi Mabuza, when I was speaking to her yesterday, pointed out that BRICS has shifted largely from the issues of ideology, if you want to look at it as such. Now, ideology should not matter in her words, because what African economies need now is development. So if the money is coming from China, it's coming from India, I mean, who cares about ideology? Going for the money, going for the partnership, going for the cooperation, going for the investment, and then develop your economy. When you're developed, then you can have the secondary conversation as to whether or not you are leaned towards the Western Bretton Woods systems or BRICS. That's been the big debate, but I don't know where you stand on this, Winston.
Blessed, hi. The Chinese elephant in the room needs to be addressed, right? The fact that China is involved in BRICS immediately brings up the East-West divide, as you have quite eloquently explained. Now, do you see influences from Eastern powers to perhaps make some sort of offers to these 20 nations that are considering joining BRICS to either sway their decision or at least maintain some bilateral relations with us, whether or not they become BRICS nations?
So I was just making the statement earlier today that, of course, the critical members of this BRICS alliance is China. Now, given the fact that over a third of our external debt is all China, there is, an immense benefit that will come automatically if we join the alliance. However, there's also a likely challenge that may face our country deciding to join the alliance. So let's look at the positives and the negatives. Now, if you look at the positives, BRICS, for instance, let's take a look at South Africa, which is part of the alliance. South Africa is currently facing an energy crisis, okay? However, just as a result of this BRICS conference that they're hosting today in South Africa, the Chinese government has donated a very huge sum of money and infrastructure to support the country's energy needs. And it's been done through a grant and also some donations which the Chinese government is making to South Africa. And it's simply happening because of the traditional alliance that these two or these five nations have. So if you're looking at it in that light, it explains why you'd have the likes of Nigeria also attempting to join the framework, because Nigeria has the biggest market. And by joining BRICS, they would be shooting up the number of, in terms of population size for this alliance. Already BRICS has captured 40% of the world population, accounting for 26% of the global economy. So if you have Nigeria, which has over 200 million more people joining, that will certainly influence the market dynamics. Now, Ghana is hosting the Africa Continental Free Trade Area. If we are hosting the Africa Continental Free Trade Area, which technically means that we are aligned with the entire African market, the waves and the dynamics of how these African leaders are responding to the East is something that we cannot do without. So that debate will continue, but as to whether or not it's time for Ghana to join or not, it will be the ultimate decision of the president. But the figures and the data that we have does suggest that China is taking a big chunk when it comes to the influence on African economies, especially Ghana. So, Kojo, that's the situation in which we find ourselves. It's like we're between a rock and a hard place, right? We don't have too much luxury in terms of option now. It's about finding solutions and making a rebound.
Let's not forget the immense quantities of trade that are done between China and nations that are considering BRICS at the moment. So, Blessed, thanks so much for that overview. We know you'll keep an eye on things and keep us updated as events unfold. The president will be addressing BRICS leaders very, very soon. Once again, thank you, Blessed. Well, so that's what's happening in South Africa. We'll be bringing you more as it happens. Right now, though, we'll take some messages. Back with more on the Super Morning Show after these.
Here she comes. So simple, yet captivating, exuding confidence, elegance, and effortless beauty. Introducing the all-new Ahorfe from GTP. The perfect fusion of nature's splendor and intricate designs to enhance your own unique style. Each pattern designed with precise intention, printing moments into memories just like the cherished things in life. Make life beautiful. Embrace it with the all-new Ahorfe from GTP, available in various colors and designs. Visit shop.gtpfashion.com to order now. GTP. Life styled.
Are you a cybersecurity professional? Does your organization own an establishment such as a digital forensic lab or a security operations center that provides security services? Are you a cybersecurity service provider? The Cybersecurity Authority (CSA) is mandated by law to license cybersecurity service providers and accredit cybersecurity professionals and establishments. Take advantage of the ongoing licensing and accreditation exercise before September 30th, 2023. To register, visit www.csa.gov.gh. For more information, contact the Cybersecurity Authority on 030-397-2530. Cybersecurity Authority, a secure and resilient digital Ghana.
Hi, now let me share my wildlife experience with you at Safari Valley Eco Park. On our arrival, we were greeted by experienced tour guides who took us through an orientation on how best to enjoy the experience. We were surrounded by wildlife from the moment we entered the eco park. We saw zebras, sable antelopes, crown cranes, maras, silky chicken, emus, wallabies, deer, ponies, and so many animals. We watched the animals roam freely in their natural habitat, undisturbed by our presence. Our tour guide told us so much about the wildlife, their behavior, and how to interact with them. I even fed them. We also went fishing. Then we took a break to have lunch in the beauty of the open space. All of this fun and activities for a starting price of 250 cedis, and it's free for children below 6 years. As the sun began to set, it was time to go back home, but not before our sunset dinner by the campfire. We've had a thrill of a lifetime, and I can't wait to visit again. Safari Valley Eco Park, bringing you closer to nature. Are you hoping to start university this October? If you want a British degree from a world-class university at a fraction of the cost, then join Lancaster University Ghana right here in Accra. With a diverse student community, vibrant campus life, and 50% scholarships to support your study, Lancaster University Ghana provides you with a world-class education that creates endless opportunities globally. Don't miss this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Apply to join Lancaster University Ghana, where learners become leaders. Admissions are currently open for our October 2023 intakes. Apply now for our foundation and undergraduate programs. For more information, contact us on +233 030 221 8989 or send an email to admissions@lancaster.edu.gh. Lancaster University Ghana, the only British university campus in West Africa.
Litsina Travel, in collaboration with Cowbank Women's Banking, is inviting all current and prospective customers of Cowbank to join their second business trip to Turkey, Istanbul, and leisure in Dubai from the 7th to 16th of October 2023. The cost of the full package starts from $2,550 per person and includes visa, flight, hotel, B2B meetings, tours, airport transfers, and travel insurance. The business areas include construction construction and building materials, furniture and interior decor, fashion and textiles, cosmetics, agricultural products and equipment, pharmaceuticals and medical equipment, industrial and heavy equipment machinery, food and beverage and processing equipment, spare parts, and many more. For inquiries, call Tina on 0244 260 789 or Gifty on 0270 302245 or Akosia on 0555 171311 or walk into any Cowbank branch or Latina Travel and Tours at the Alisa Hotel Northridge, sponsored by our media partners Joy FM and the Multimedia Group.
time travel there.
Yeah. I like the you know, Don't Stop Till You Get Enough song by Michael Jackson.
Yes. Quality never, never goes out of style, right?
Yeah. That's a song from 1979.
Indeed. Yeah, the year I was born.
Oh, nice.
By the way, somebody says I should ask you if you know who sang the first song that Roberti played.
I didn't pay attention.
Take Me to Your Heart.
No, I don't know
Never let. Hey, this is you that you were alive when when
because of my love for Ghanaian songs, unless Michael Jackson, yes, you know Michael Jackson.
Oh, but you,
but
even that,
unless I probably may have, unless I have a story with a song outside Ghana, I wouldn't remember.
So this person is guessing that you didn't have a story with Rick Astley, who is the artist who did.
So that's coming from you, I'm sure.
Yeah. Oh, not me.
Now you have become somebody.
Not me. But me, I actually thought that you would know. I almost wagered with the person that you would know. Winston, who knows who performed in King Herod's court?
No, don't go and
doesn't know Rick Astley.
Don't go and be defending me on those things.
I nearly did. Anyway, we've got a big political conversation coming up. But if you just joined us, by the way, good morning to you wherever you are. If you're in Kumasi or the Asante region and you're tuned into Love FM, we love you very much. If you're in the Central region and you are locked on 100.5 megahertz ATL FM, then you've made your first good decision of the day. Stick with us for all of the best this morning. By the way, if you just joined us, though, you've missed a very interesting conversation we had with our man in South Africa, Blessed Soga, host of The Pulse, who is in South Africa right now, gearing up for the president's address. He's going to be speaking to the BRICS leaders at 9:30 this morning, Ghana time. And we will certainly be bringing you all the details of that as long as you stay on Joy. Now, speaking of the details we'll be bringing you, we also have to have this important conversation. It's a big political weekend coming up. The NPP is going to whittle their 10 contenders to 5, okay? So that there will be 5 people vying for the flag bearership of the NPP in the 2024 election. But which 5? Which 5 of the 10? We're going to bring you dynamic analysis of all of these men who are putting their names in the hat, and what it will mean to them to either win or lose. Where will allegiances fall when the dust settles? All of this coming up in our all-important conversation. But first, Safari Valley Eco Park is where you really need to consider spending your weekends. You can take the kids. It's free for children up to 6 years old. And the prices start from 250 Ghana cedis for everyone else. So look, you can experience majestic creatures in the harmonious cohabitation of forest, water, humans, and wildlife. Okay, they've got zebra, sable antelope, llama, wallaby, fallow deer, Patagonian mara, and so much more. All right, it's just an hour from Accra, and they are open from 6 a.m. till 8 p.m. each day. Go to Safari Valley Eco Park with your friends and family today for the thrill of a lifetime. For more information, go to safarivalleyresort.com. Check them out on Instagram or call 059-691-4394.
And Latina Travel and Tour brings you exciting packages between now and in December. So here you go. 2 prayer pilgrimage trips to Israel in October and in November. Each of these exciting trips will last for 7 days and at a moderate all-inclusive rate. 2, it's CalBank Women Banking organized trip to Turkey and Dubai this October. And this trip is for all CalBank clients or prospective clients to visit and engage with Turkish business community from the 11th to the 16th of October 2023. And the business sectors include pharmaceuticals, agriculture, cosmetics, furniture, fashion, textiles, food and beverage, construction equipment, and medical equipment, amongst others. Limited places available on all these trips, so please call Tina on 0244-260-789.
All right, now, life without water is impossible. That's why we're talking about it all the time. But what do you really know about the water you consume? With Verna Purified Water, you're not only guaranteed the pleasure of satisfying your thirst, you're assured of water that is purified using a series of filtration, reverse osmosis, UV sterilization, and ozonation to meet the standard quality your body needs. Now, with over 100,000 bottles consumed every day, Verna Purified Water has gained acceptance as the #1 water brand in Ghana today. Now, with every bottle of Verna water you consume, you directly contribute to impacting lives through the Verna Changing Lives initiative. From its orphanage project to drilling of boreholes, surgery payments, and payment of fees for brilliant but needy students, Verna Purified Water continues to support many beneficiaries each year to change their lives for the better. Share the love, get a bottle of Verna Purified Water, and enjoy the pure, refreshing taste. Verna Purified Water is recommended by the Ghana Medical Association. Verna Purified Water, changing people's lives. This advert is FDA approved.
So imagine a biscuit made from real cereal packed with wholesome oats and grains containing less sugar. Now, this biscuit is not only a treat for your taste buds, but also a nutritious option for all ages. I'm talking about MacBerry Breakfast Cereal. Now, the MacBerry Breakfast Cereal biscuit can be enjoyed at any time of the day, particularly at breakfast with any beverage of your choice. It's delicious, nutritious, and affordable. It's made with whole grain oats packed with fiber and real cereals with less sugar. So worry no more. With MacBerry Breakfast Cereal, your kids have the perfect snack they can take to school. Beware of imitation. Remember to go for the original MacBerry Breakfast Cereal biscuit and start your day with a smile. MacBerry Breakfast Cereal, goodness for your morning.
Okay then. So, here's some goodness for your morning. We're going to take some messages, and when we come back, we delve into the 10 who wish to be president.
Hey, close up. Ever fresh air, ever fresh air. Ever fresh air, ever close up.
All new Close Up Everfresh. Wait, Charlie, what's new?
It now has a triple fresh formula that cleans, protects, and cools. Thanks to a powerful combination of 1, a purifying gel, 2, an antibacterial mouthwash formula, 3, ice cool crystals that cleans, fights up to 99% bacteria, and intensely cools. Fresh breath keeps you protected and fresh long after brushing. Close Up Triple Fresh formula cleans, protect, and cools. Close Up Everfresh. Grab yours now.
This advert is FDA approved.
Better bet to play together. Play for fun, enjoy the game. Join today on a bonus spending. Come together, make we play. Say, see a betting. Games are hold on. Pay out in so. Right better, man. Correct us, quick cash out, free bonus. Correct us, quick cash out, free bonus. Lightbet.com. 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 Together we play. This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. Bet responsibly, not for persons below 18 years. Gaming can be addictive.
Ago Ghana. Are you struggling to pay your huge rent advance? Do you wish to pay your rent on monthly basis? Then good news is here. The government of Ghana has introduced the National Rental Assistance Scheme to help Ghanaians, especially the youth, pay for their rent on a monthly basis. To qualify, an applicant must show proof of the following minimum requirements. Be a Ghanaian, possess a valid Ghana card. You must be an adult of 18 years and above, have a verifiable employment or earned income. To apply, visit www.nras.gov.gh. The scheme is currently operational in the following regions: Greater Accra Region, Ashanti Region, Eastern Region, Western Region, Bono East Region, and the Northern Region. For further inquiries, contact 0551 341 515 or 0550 408 879. National Rental Assistance Scheme, making renting accessible for all.
Are you tired of struggling with bad financial situations? At Quick Credit, we understand the difficulties that come with transitioning to a better one. That's why we're here to simplify the process for you. With loan facilities from 1,500 cedis upwards, all you have to do is call and we will take care of the rest. All you need is your national ID. No savings, no collateral, no susu, no deposits, and no account opening required. Quick Credit has you covered. Whether you're expanding a business, starting a new one, facing an emergency like school fees or funeral expenses, or even just in need of a salary loan. What are you waiting for? Call Quick Credit today. 0302 200 390 or 059 692 0833. We do not give loans via the internet. Quick Credit is regulated and licensed by the Bank of Ghana. Terms and conditions apply. Quick Credit. Lending made simple.
It's the most action-packed breakfast show in town. The hottest music, the best giveaways, the great interviews, and all the laughter and fun you can imagine. Don't miss the Super Morning Show on Joy 99.7 FM. It's the best breakfast show in town.
You see, I'm the only one that a lot of people really are not taking my campaign very serious, especially at the grassroots. When I go and start engaging some electoral area code, they're like, oh, Master Nadia, always 2 times, 5, you know, so people don't think that I have a message. So I want to prove a point. After Super Delegate, when they see my performance after Super Delegate, then everybody will be like, oh, wow, he's actually taking down these big names. Then he has something for us to listen to. So when I go to the constituency and then they talk to the grassroots, they will pay more attention.
Our delegates know that they have their birthright. They know they are voting for generations unborn. So it is time for them to vote values, principle, dedication, and sacrifice. These are the new tenets that should be the backbone and the foundation of politics in Ghana, not monetization. Okay? So we need to ensure, to instill substance to our politics.
I traveled a lot on bank business. I did a lot of work in other countries. And I've seen countries with much less than what we have do much more than what we are dreaming of. It suggests to me that we are not rising to our potential. And I believe that the presidency is the most powerful podium from which a president can assemble the best of ideas, the best of plans, the best of programs.
What the rank and file of our party are asking for is that they need a new leader who will satisfy 5 basic conditions. They are looking for a leader who will help our party to break the 8 in 2024 and help NPP to succeed itself in power.
I'm dealing with 3.1 million farmers in this country. That's the census that I conducted in 2018. For the first time in 38 years, nobody had conducted an agricultural census. The Planting for Food and Job Subsidy benefited 1.7 million farmers. These farmers, naturally, are my supporters. So if I go to them to say that you need a farmer president for the first time in the history of this country, you don't think they will listen? They will listen.
I'll bring all musicians together to let them come up with heroic songs, and we'll organize a concert like We Are the World. R&B, high lives, reggae, gospel, they all come together and play all these songs. Then after that, we'll give it to the media and schools to play for Ghanaians to be patriotic.
Our country and our party, MPP, needs a fresh, new face and audacious leadership objectives that will propel us into a more prosperous future. This is the direction our movement has determined for this leadership campaign, and I accept the challenge. A new phase enabling the MPP to break the 8.
I left my job in the United States at the peak of my career. I had just been promoted from assistant professor to associate professor. I left it there to come to Ghana.
Toil for the party.
Because I felt, not the party, that time it wasn't the party, as much as for the country. I made a lot of sacrifices. Today, some people are going around talking about sacrifices that they have made. That is enough to put them in certain positions. That is not true. Sacrifices, there's no competitor in that respect. What I've been through in this country.
Yes. But be rest assured that God willing, when we vote for the Special Delegates Congress, Jogati will be among the first ones. Everything that happened when I traveled for the past 5 days,
Everything that has happened to me since I joined this party in 1992 and set the party has convinced me beyond reasonable doubt that I am prepared for this time, a time such as this, when we need a man such as me to rule the country and bring blessings to God.
It is possible to break the eight in order to continue with the transformational policy we have started. It is possible. And that is why I am offering myself in all humility to contest in the primaries of this phenomenal party, the great new patriotic party, to become our flag bearer and presidential candidate for 2024. And inshallah, the President of the Republic of Ghana.
Joy 99.7 FM.
Yeah, the 10 men contending to lead the NPP, but they have to jump this first hurdle first. This first hurdle of being whittled down to 5. The super delegates process is one that was created by the NPP after a particularly contentious flag bearership race a few elections ago. Winston, talk us through how this process came to be, and this being the second time it's been implemented. How did it go the first time?
Well, Kojo, so you know that in 2007, but even before 2007, in 1998, for instance, when the NPP went to the polls, you had 6 persons contesting at the time. J. Akufo emerged victorious. You had J. Akufo and Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo, who placed second, and Dr. Kofi Knedu Apreku placing third at the time. You had Malik Al-Hassan Yakubu, Reverend John Kodia, and then you had J.H. Mensah, who at the time polled 3 votes. So by 2001, of course, by 2000, the NPP won the elections. In 2003, Kufuor, was acclaimed. So he had to undergo acclamation. But then by the time he was leaving office in 2007, 17 people wanted to lead the NPP. Now, after the elections, Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo won. Of course, it was short of the more than 50% of the votes that were needed at the time. And so per the NPP's constitution should have gone into a runoff, but Alan Tremanting stepped down, paving way for Nana Akufo-Addo to contest that election or to be declared the winner of that election. Now, following that election, the NPP lost the 2008 elections. The NPP in 2009 at the Trade Fair Center at their national conference in August of that year. I happened to have been there at the time, and I remember the discussions that were held at the time. Now, part of the reasons the NPP said caused their defeat in 2008 was the number of people who contested the elections. So the discussions at the time were that, look, let us not have too many people contesting the elections. Some said, why don't you just reduce the number to 3? There were a lot of suggestions. And the party during that national conference settled on 5. So they said, if we have more than 5 people who are contesting, because in 2007, you had 17 people contesting. According to the NPP in 2009, when they were amending that provision of their constitution, their belief was that, but for the high numbers, they would have won the election. They believe that the healing process or post the 2007 primaries was a difficult one, resulting in their loss in 2008. And so you would realize that in the 2010 primaries, for instance, the NPP had 5. Okay, you had Professor Frimpong Boateng still, contesting at the time. You had Alan Tremanting contesting. You had Nana Akufo-Addo contesting. And then you had Isaac Osset contesting. And Reverend Kodia came back to contest also. So that was 5. Okay, so with 5 persons contesting, the NPP did not need a super delegates conference. So what the NPP decided in 2009 was that if there are more than 5, you have to go for a super delegates congress to reduce the number to 5. And that's why you probably would hear people saying it's not about who wins Saturday's election. It's about who makes it into the top 5. But post 2010, in 2014, this time you had 7 people wanting to lead the NPP into the 2016 general elections. And so, as the Constitution says, and if I read just that part of the Constitution to you, I've already Article 12, I think, yes, Article 12, Clause 5B says, where there are more than 5 contestants for the nomination as the party's presidential candidate, a special electoral college shall cast your vote by secret ballot for the first 5 contestants to be shortlisted. Now that's the key. So the first 5 contestants to be shortlisted. The special electoral college shall comprise the following delegates. Let me just tell you those who will be voting. Okay, those who will be voting. You have the National Council, the National Executive Committee, the Regional Executive Committees, National Council of Elders, members of Parliament, 3 representatives of each of the special organs of the party, past national officers, 3 representatives each from external branches, founding members during the registration of the party at the Electoral Commission, and all NPP card-bearing ministers when the party is in government. And it says, every delegate shall have or shall be entitled to 1 vote. So this is the party saying these are the people who can actually vote during the Special Delegates Congress or the Special Electoral College elections to reduce the number to 5. Now, let me just say something. In 2014, at the time, you had Nana Danko Akufo-Addo, Alan Tremanting, you had Joe Gatti, you had Francis Adainimo, you had Kofi Osei-Ameyaw, former DG of the National Lottery Authority, and then you had Stephen Asamoah Boateng and Dr. Kofi Konedu-Apreku. Now, these 7 wanted to lead the NPP. At the end of the polls, this is what happened. Nana Akufo-Addo had over 500 votes. Alan Tremanting had 59. Joe Gatti and Adainimo had 22 each. And then Kofi Osei-Ameyaw had 17. What it meant was that Stephen Asamoah Boateng and Dr. Kofi Konedu-Apreku could not make it into that particular 5. However, in the 2014 election, he had only 3 people contesting because Joe Gatti stepped down and Kofi Osei-Ameyaw also stepped down, paving way and throwing their support behind Nana Danko Akufo-Addo. So you remember that Joe Gatti stepped down, and at the time he talked about how he had served in Akufo-Addo's chambers and everything, and that was it. So the remaining 3 contested, of which 90% of them voted for Akufo-Addo to lead the party into the 2016 elections, and he emerged as the president of the republic. So that's it with the NPP's super delegates.
Yeah, this is a very important point, because no matter how the numbers stack up at the end of this weekend's process, if even one of the 10, emerges with 95% and the remaining 9 share the rest, this is still not the end of the process.
No, it's
because
not.
5 will be eligible to continue to the next stage, unless any of them decides to, drop out or step down. But if they don't, then there will be a full delegates conference to choose their flag bearer. So that's an important note to make. So at the moment, there are 10 names that have been thrown into the hat. We have, of course, Kennedy Agyapong, Alan Tremanting, Joe Gatti, Kojo Poku, Dr. Uso Ifri-Akoto, Kwabena Agyapong, Adainimo, KK Apreku, Boakye Jaku, and, of course, the Vice President, Dr. Bawumia.
Yeah.
Now, there are some who feel that this is really not a race to pick 5. To some, 3 names are assured to make it into the top 5. The only questions are around who will be the other 2 names. Do you agree?
Well, I mean, there's no agreement or disagreement in a lot of the discussions about politics, but we'd have to make a point. We'd have to look at why people are saying the things they're saying, and then coming out to also make a point. Now, first of all, these people have conducted their own research. They spoke to some of the delegates, and so based on the numbers that they spoke to, they have done the analysis and said, so if this were the representation of all, now these are a group of less than 1,000, over 900 people who are going to be voting.
How many actual delegates does the NPP have?
I'll share with you shortly.
Okay.
So this is a group of about 1,000 who are going to vote. If you speak to about 500 of them, and they tell you how they are going to vote, and in there you have 13% who say we are undecided. But of the 87 that say they are decided, 76 of them, for instance, say they're going to vote for the Vice President, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. It tells you one thing. So you can reasonably infer that if that is the case, certainly if all of those who spoke to you have decided they won't change their minds, then the Vice President will definitely make the top five.
Okay.
Okay? This is it. Dr. Bawumia, and already you've seen the members of parliament, you've seen the ministers openly throwing their weight behind him. If the history of these elections are anything to go by, and mind you, we've only had one. So the comparison would be with the 2014, where with as little as 22 votes, Jogate and Francis Adainimo were able to make it. Then you would say, if the about 100 MPs who are supporting Dr. Bawumia is anything to go by, if that's the number. I mean, that you've had the majority whip chief whip make the point that you have about, 100, more than 100 MPs supporting him. You've also had ministers making the point. You've had regional chairmen. And if you look at the numbers, you have the Regional Executive Committee being part of those who are going to vote. You have the National Executive Committee. You have the National Council being part of those who are going to vote. So if the endorsements are anything to go by, you can say that Dr. Bawumia, come Saturday, will be part of the top five. Unless a miracle happens, unless something dramatic happens, which we have not seen in our body politic before, I don't see how Dr. Bawumia will not make the number. Okay. Then when it comes to Alan Chamanting, you've seen some of these members of parliament supporting him. Okay. You've seen some ministers even supporting him. So far, you could I've counted, there's about 10 members of parliament who are supporting him. I also know of a deputy minister who is also a member of parliament herself. So she's only going to vote as a deputy minister. As a member of parliament, won't be voting as a deputy minister. He may also have a support in some of the national executive. You've seen some party, chairmen come out, for instance, that they are going to support, Alan Chamanting as in constituency chairman. He also has some of his members within the regional executive committee. So if you look at all of that, you'd say Alan Chamanting most definitely will make the top five.
Okay.
So this is where for me I would end and now begin to do the analysis. Oh, wait for your next question. And then we'll begin to look at who else could be in there, who may not be in there, and what could happen. I want to do something. But let me just pause. Maybe you have a question you want to ask.
No, we're still on the same question. So I think you're developing your point.
Okay. So let me go to now the remaining candidates. You've had, for instance, Kujopoku, the energy analyst, make the point that when he goes to campaign, people think that he's not in the race.
He doesn't have a message.
Yes, they think that he's not in the race, and everything. I think that Kujopoku so far hasn't really shown up in this race. Okay, Kujopoku is like somebody who's just showing up to be known as, within the NPP front, and then subsequently come back and, contest another election, or probably use this as a bargaining chip to be able to then get into office or get a position or anything within the NPP. But again, let it be on record that anything can happen in politics. Anything can happen in politics. And so I'm not going to sit here and say and totally write him off. But of the 956 who are going to be voting, Kujopoku is like one person who may just not make the top 5, may not make the top 5, based on the happenings that you pick on the ground, based on the information you pick on the ground. He doesn't seem like one who's really in the fray of the campaign. But having said that, also you're looking at you making a showing with 50. If you can get 50 people voting for you, you could be in the top 5. Because some people may garner lots of votes, leaving few votes for others to share. So when that happens, here, the most important thing is, how do I get into the top 5? So for Kojo Poku, I doubt. But my caveat always is, anything can happen in elections. Once that particular poll, the one that people are basing a lot of the argument on, has suggested that even 13% of those that they spoke to say they are undecided.
That's a huge percentage.
That's a huge percentage because, I mean, if Alan Chamanting were told to got about 7% and Kennedy Japan got 4% and the rest are getting, 1%, very negligible, and 13 say they are undecided. Even those who have decided, there's some who say they could still change their minds. And that's why I say, because you can use 50, and we know how elections are hard, you have some 275 constituency chairmen who will be voting on the day. If you could get 50 of them, and when I say if you could get 50 of them, I guess you understand what I'm trying to say. If you can convince 50 of them, in whichever form you can convince them, you could, get into the top 5.
Yeah.
Having said that, let me go to Dr. Kofi Konedo-Apreku. And if there's one person whose fall in the NPP is worrying, is Dr. Kofi Konedo-Apreku. I say this because in 1998, and you've heard him, you heard him when he spoke with Evans Mensah, talking about how, he had been promoted to associate professor, and he still left to come and serve the interest of the country. As Member of Parliament, Dr. Kofi Konedo, for Offensive North, yes, I think Offensive North, from 1997, to 2009 before he left office. There's one thing. He was the NPP spokesperson on finance.
Yes, I recall.
So for many people, and he is, one who knows his finance. So for many people, he actually expected Dr. Kofi Konedo-Apreku to be made finance minister when the NPP won the elections in 2000. He didn't get it. But also, in 1998, only at age 44, Dr. Kofi Konedo-Apreku placed 3rd. So you had J. Akufo, about 1,200, Akufo pulling about 600 and something, and Kofi Konedo-Apreku pulling 52 votes that made him place 3rd, beating stalwarts in the party at the time, like J.H. Mensah, who had only 3 votes. So for many, the feeling was that, and you heard him say, if it's anybody who say a dream, so I should be him. Because, at the time, he placed 3rd, so if Kufo and Akufo-Addo are gone, he would come. But the problem with Kofi Konedo-Apreku is that by 2007, he was polling 19 votes when they were 17. And that would tell you, for instance, how his influence in the party had waned. By 2014, he couldn't make it into the top 5. I don't know if anything is going to change on Saturday. But it is increasingly becoming very difficult for Dr. Kofi Konedo-Apreku to make it into the top 5. But again, the caveat is always this. Anything can happen in politics between now and Saturday.
So you've kind of outlined what you think might happen at the front of the queue and at the back.
Well,
which leaves the middle.
If you want to say it, if you want to put it that way, but I'm still continuing. When we return after these messages, I'll continue and tell you, what could happen to the others.
We will also look at how delegates, and in this case, super delegates, how they vote, the differences between the motivations for a super delegate's vote compared to, say, a regular Ghanaian voter on election day. And then we'll see how those motivations will come to play this weekend. Stay with us. We'll be back after these.
Celio, the French brand, is offering you the most exclusive sale this season. Up to 70% off on the latest trends for men. Visit our store at Accra Mall and choose what suits you best. Don't miss out. Exclusive Celio fashion at the best prices.
Come on, baby, come on.
by popular request, I'm inviting you to join Latina Travel and Tours on a 7-day prayer pilgrimage to Israel. Be prepared to be baptized in the Jordan River by our special pastor and also pray at the Wailing Wall. We will visit Jericho, Bethlehem, Tiberias, Nazareth, and many more enchanting holy sites that will linger on and on. You can choose and register for any of the following trips. First trip, 15th to the 22nd of October 2023. Second trip, 19th to the 26th of November 2023. Rate $3,600 single per person and $3,200 double per person. Package includes visa, flight, hotel, tours, and many more. Call and book your space now on 0244-260-789 or 0558-120-400 or visit Latina Travel and Tours at Alisa Hotel, Northridge. Media partners Sunny TV, Sunny FM, and Joy FM.
Benvindo Luanda. Welcome Luanda. Starting on Wednesday, August 2, your trusted Pan-African airline Askai will fly from Accra, Ghana to Angola's capital Luanda 3 times per week via Lome. Fly Askai to Luanda on Mondays, Wednesdays and Fridays and experience our new Boeing 737 MAX. Fly in comfort and style at an affordable price on Askai Airlines to one of Southern Africa's vibrant economies, Luanda. Explore business opportunities in Luanda, make that pitch in person, or explore the wonderful beaches and vibrant nightlife of Luanda. Askai offers the shortest connection to Luanda with same-day arrival. Visit www.flyaskai.com or call 0543-417-800 or 0302-240-442 to book now. You can also contact your preferred travel agent to book your flight. Askai, the Pan-African airline.
Introducing Pick 4 from Game Park Games, the easiest lottery to play and win. Pick 4 numbers from 0 to 9 up to 3 times a day to become one of our daily winners. More moolah, more power. Play online at www.gameparkgames.com or dial *946# to play. Game Park Games is regulated by the National Lottery Authority, not for persons under 18. Play responsibly. Pick 4 from Game Park Games. More moolah, more power.
Did you hear that Electroland Ghana is still running Founders Day promo? Yes! From now till stocks last, make your way into any Electroland Ghana showroom and choose appliances from Samsung, Media, Nasco, and TCL at affordable prices. Products ranges from microwaves, gas cookers, fridges, air conditioners, and more. All you have to do is to walk in and grab yourself some luxurious electronics for your home at affordable prices. Or call 0503-159-739 for more info.
We need you to read all of this in the next 30 seconds. Is that okay?
Yeah? All of it? Do they really offer all of this?
You ready?
Yeah.
Let's give it a go.
All the goals, flashes, and moments. All of Rashford, Salah, and Saka. All 380 games, all in HD. Available in all the languages you want, on all the devices you enjoy. Choose the bouquet you want from all the options available. The Premier League, all on DSTV.
Yeah, Kennedy Japan, Alan Tremanting, Joe Gate, Kojopoku, Dr. Usefria Koto, Kwabna Japan, Dynamo, KK Apreku Bwache Jako, and Dr. Mahmoud Baumia. All want to make it past the post to be in the top 5 by the end of this weekend's proceedings at the NPP Super Delegates Conference. Will that be the outcome? That's what we're talking about. And we're looking at it from all angles. From the angle of the candidates, from the angle of the delegates, from the angle of history and precedent, and of course, from the angle of who best fits that ultimate position of flag bearer at the end of it all. Okay, so we're getting back into that conversation in just a moment already. Very enlightening analysis from Winston. Now, it's a new world of doing business, and your business shouldn't be left out. It's time to get a Momo for Business today to accept payment from over 15 million Momo customers. All you need is a business registration certificate and your Ghana card. Applying to be MTN Momo Merchant has been made simple and fast. All you have to do is dial *5051# and follow the prompts, or apply online at momomerchantapplication.mtn.com.gh. You're going to receive a reference number which you can use to track your application. So don't get caught waiting. Enjoy secure transactions and convenient transactions for your business with MTN Momo today. Note that the application is free. Don't pay any money to anyone for a merchant payment solution. Report any fraudulent charges using the MTN Momo app, available on Play Store and the App Store.
And Latina Travel and Tour brings you exciting packages between now and December. So now, there'll be 2 prayer pilgrimage trips to Israel in October and in November. Each of these exciting trips will last for 7 days and at a moderate all-inclusive rate. And 2, there'll be CalBank Women Banking organized trip to Turkey and Dubai this October. And this trip is for all CalBank clients or prospective clients to visit and engage with the Turkish business community from the 11th to the 16th of October. Business sectors include pharmaceuticals, agriculture, cosmetics, furniture, fashion and textiles, food and beverage, construction equipment, and medical equipment, amongst others. Limited places available on all of these trips, so please call Tina on 0244260789.
All right, now Kingdom Books and Stationery is still your #1 supplier of quality office essentials, equipment, and furniture. Prices are brilliant as well, and it helps that you can pay via Momo across all networks. So go check out all of their great new stock and order whatever you want, pay, and have it delivered to your home or office in very good time. Free delivery for residents of Accra and Tema. Terms and conditions apply. At Kingdom, quality and affordability are their hallmarks.
So this is a season of God's visitation. ICGC Holy Ghost Temple invites you to their spiritual emphasis program with the theme, When God Visits, and ministering under the unction are Reverend Eastwood Anaba, President of Eastwood Anaba Ministries, Reverend Dr. Robert Ampia Kofi, General Overseer of the Global Revival Ministries, and host Prophet Christopher Yao Ano, Senior Pastor of ICGC Holy Ghost Temple. It's on Monday, 28th of August to Friday, the 1st of September 2023, time 6:30 p.m. each night. Venue, ICGC Holy Ghost Temple, Adenta Frafraha, near the Frafraha Community Senior High School. Come and experience the divine visitation of the Lord.
All right, so let's get back into our analysis of these 10 who are contesting to become the flag bearer. Top 5 will make it to the next stage. Now, we've already talked about Dr. Baobia, the Vice President. We've talked about Alan Tremanti. We've talked about KK Apreku and Kojo Poku. Let's talk about Kennedy Japan.
Okay, so Kennedy Japan is one who enjoys a lot of support within the party's grassroots. So, I mean, if you're going to hold elections within the party's grassroots, you know that Kennedy Japan is one man who's really going to make an impact in that election. But the question is, beyond the grassroots, at this particular level, what would be his influence? Is Kennedy Japan seen amongst the party's original executive committee, the party's 275 constituency chairmen or chairpersons? Is it the party's national executive committee, the party's national council, the party's council of elders, the party's special branches, the party's ministers? Is he seen as that person who can lead the party? I say that Kennedy Japan is one person who, even though very popular at the grassroots, may have 1 or 2 issues at the top, also because of the things that he says. The things that he says are things that really resonate with the grassroots. But some of the things he says don't really resonate with the, high end of the party. But having said that, he's been in Parliament since 2001. He's supported the party on several occasions. Several times the party has gone into elections that Kennedy Japan is either buying vehicles for the party or is supporting, some candidates here and there. I will be surprised if he doesn't make it into the top 5. So if there's somebody who is likely to join the two that I've talked about, who have also said, I will be surprised if they don't make it into the top 5, it's Canada, Japan.
Right.
So in effect, I'm telling you that, look, because of the support he enjoys at the grassroots, even though many of these persons are not voting, I mean, you have only about 1,000 out of the over 200,000 who will be voting. So that in itself will be a disadvantage to him. But again, because of the support he enjoys and because of how he's supported a lot of people in the party, okay, and he's a formidable force in the central region, you expect him to be able to get enough votes to make it to the top 3.
Right.
So you're expecting Canada, Japan to get enough votes to make it into the top 3. But again, everything is possible in politics. But in this case, the likelihood is very, very likely. It'll be surprising if he doesn't make it.
Okay. Now, what that means is that if we're going by our analysis, and we have no counter analysis here, so we are going by your analysis, then what that means is that at this point, if we're bearing in mind that we don't have high expectations for KK Apreku or Kojo Poku, and we are most certain, out of all of them, we are most certain about Dr. Bawumia, Alan Kyerematen, and Kennedy Agyapong. What that means is that the big question marks fall onto Joe Gate, Dr. Owusu-Efiri Akoto, Kwabena Agyapong, and Adainimu, as well as Boakye Ejiako.
Okay. Kojo, where do I go? Let me go to Francis Adainimu.
Okay.
But let me say that we've been joined by Dr. Kwame Asah-Asante, who's a senior lecturer at the Political Science Department of the University of Ghana. So we could just say good morning to Dr. Asah-Asante. Good morning.
Good morning to Commander Winston and Kojo and the rest of the team.
It's a pleasure to have you.
Good to hear from you guys.
In fact, do you want us to compare notes a little bit before we continue? Or do
you can compare. You can compare notes.
Yeah, Dr. Asah-Asante. Yeah, we want to do some comparison. Winston has been sharing his thoughts. I wonder what yours are. So, what we are picking up is that many people expect the first 3 of the 5 who make it past the post to be a done deal. The first 3 seem to be easily identified. The questions are around the other 2 who might join them. So currently people believe the front runners to be the Vice President, Dr. Bawumia, Alan Kyerematen, and Kennedy Agyapong. First of all, do you agree with this?
I don't.
Okay, what are your thoughts?
Yeah. But I must say that I have not done quantitative analysis that is going to the field to pick data, but I'm coming at the back of what qualitative analysis, and that's what I'm going to do.
Okay.
If you look at the 3 that you are talking about, I have no doubt in my mind that they are part of the 5. But the first 3, I believe that you are going to have surprises there. Yes. But I will not concentrate on the 3 because my focus on the 5. Even if you have the first 3, all right, you need the 2 to be able to finish the process as the rules require.
Who do you think the other 2 might be?
Sorry, the 5.
Yeah, who do you think the other 2 might be? If you agree that these 3 will be among the 5, who will the other 2 be?
Yeah, the other 2, I can talk about Kwabena Agyapong and I can talk about Boakye Ejiako.
Okay.
Yes.
But you believe the order in which they will rank might surprise people?
Order, I will not go into order now because it doesn't really matter. Because you just need to cross this line first, and then the real order will come November 4th.
Right.
Yes. So for now, even if I'm the last person, number 5, yes, I've qualified. This is the qualifying stage.
Indeed.
Right. So the order doesn't really matter. Some people will tell you that, yes, it matters because if somebody takes a lead and then you see his votes, you are likely to project that if he has garnered a lot of votes, he's likely to carry the day. But that logic could be warped in the sense that, there could be surprises. You can have alliance. You can have all manner of things, and that would change the dynamics. So for now, I'm interested in the 5.
So are we. So let's stick to that. We're joined by Evans Mensah. He's the head of the political desk here at Joy News. He's on the phone. Evans, it's a pleasure. Good morning.
Good morning, Kojo.
Okay, so everybody is sticking their necks out now. We're trying to figure out who the top 5 will be. What does your analysis lead you to?
Top 5? If you look at it, definitely you're looking at Bawumia, Alan. With everything else that the grassroots is saying to the party, you're definitely looking at Kennedy Japan in there. I agree. You definitely have to consider Wache Jacko and Kwabena Japan in that top 5. This could change, but as for the top 5, realistically, you should expect these 5 names to be in there.
So, neither of you thinks Owusu Efiri-Akoto has a chance of breaking the 5?
In my top 5, he wouldn't be in my top 5 because if you look at what the delegates' views are on the matter, and remember that the Special Electoral College is made up of the party's elites. So many of his own colleagues in cabinet will be voting. And then you have members of parliament also. Now, that group of individuals, when you come to the decision, a lot of them, from the conversations that we've had and what we've seen, are really aligned when it comes to Dr. Bawumia or Alan. Somebody also has to share the rest. Now, when it comes to it, he sat in cabinet with some of them, but he hasn't done enough in terms of the visibility, in terms of the talking to his own colleagues to earn that. Also because of his own, if you like, when he was an agric minister, you are looking at issues of competence, right? Had come up very strongly. People had questioned what he had done at the ministry, and also his own personality has become an issue for some people. When you talk to the people within the party ranks, his own personality has become an issue for some people. He hasn't rubbed off his own colleagues as the others have over the period, and that is what is counting against him. In the public domain itself, he has attracted a fair bit of controversy around the subjects of controversy and of competence. And even you, Kojo, today joked about the price of plantain, which was a key thing. And for these elite delegates, some of these issues matter.
Right. We're going to talk about the delegates in a moment and try and figure out what's going on in their minds. But Winston, you concur so far with the top 5 names being suggested by Dr. Asah-Asante and Evans?
No, while I'm not going to name a top 5, I'm going to say that I think that Joe.
But why aren't you going to name a top 5?
I have told you that. In politics, when it's very close to call, you don't call. We're doing qualitative analysis. And you see, Dr. Asante makes the point. We're doing qualitative analysis.
Yes.
We haven't said we have gone to conduct a poll.
No.
And based on the survey that we conducted, this is what the result shows. I mean, just by way of clarity, so people would understand. But this is my point. Somebody like Joe Gatti, I wouldn't write him off. Okay. And I'll tell you why I want to write him off. Okay. Yes, he's currently a member of parliament. He's coming from the Western and Central region bloc himself. He has a few allies in there. He's been talking to his colleagues. He's been engaging with particularly the constituency chairpersons, because for him, the whole idea is to try and get into the top 5. That's it for all of these persons. Okay. So while you may say, Kwabena Japan and the others based on everything we get in there, I would say for the remaining 2, add a Joe Gatti and also add a Dr. Owusu Efiri-Akoto. And I'll tell you why about Dr. Owusu Efiri-Akoto. At the end of the party's constituency elections and everything, Dr. Owusu Efiri-Akoto had some of his people, a significant number of his people in there, even winning the chairmanship race. I know that. There are people I have spoken to who have said, I am an Akoto person. And in fact, there were people who, would call me and say, do you know this guy is Dr. Uswe Akoto's person? You know, that guy is Dr. Uswe Akoto's person. So I am not going to write him off. And I've said something to you, that based on all the analysis, look, you could just get a 50 votes and be part of the top 5. And if you are very resourced, if you are resourceful, you can mobilize and get into the top 5 when you're able to get 50 people in there. And that's where I won't write off someone like Dr. Uswe Akoto. He's resourceful. He can get himself in there. I mean, I agree that Boakye Jacko, Kwabena Jacko. So for me, the real contest would be who fills the remaining 2.
The remaining 2 slots.
Which would
yeah,
be...
but Kojo, Winston just actually gave you his top 5 because he just added in there for him.
I was going to quietly accept.
No. I haven't given.
He just gave you his top 5. He gave you.
I have said that. I have said that. For me,
too close to call.
It is too close to call. So the race for the remaining 2 is a contest among Joe Gatti, Dr. Uswe Akoto, Kwabena Jacko, and Boakye Jacko.
Right. Now, Dr. Asante, Kwabena Jacko is featuring quite strongly in this analysis. What has he done right? I mean, bearing in mind, since he threw his name into the hat, there hasn't been a colossal amount of time for campaigning, but he seems to have done enough to convince at least 2/3 of our panel in this conversation that he could make the top 5.
Who are we talking about?
Kwabena Jacko.
Kwabena Jacko.
Yes.
Kwabena has a huge history that follows him. Look at the circumstances surrounding the death of his father. That was one of the things that really pushed Kwabena into the frontiers and he moved into politics. I'm sorry to recount on that story, but it's important here. From that perspective, Kwabena became strong and decided, if you listen to his accounts, decided that he will fight for the vulnerable, the weak, the needy, and the needy, and the rest of them. Kwabena, from that time, has served his party religiously, following Nana Akufo-Addo through thick and thin, and then when they were opposition, they made a lot of noise, and Kwabena was part of that political class. Then Kufuor won power, and then he made him the head of the media that Kwabena chaired at the presidency, which I'm proud to say that I was also a reporter in there. Kwabena distinguished himself and was able to win the confidence of journalists, and then he will come on air, articulate the views of government clearly and all that. He gave every support to President Kufuor, and his records are there for the world to see. Then he moved into the leadership position of the NPP, and he played his bit, and we saw what happened and the rest of it all. There you saw that he was very much alive with the party tradition, parties, programs and all that. And he endeared himself to the hearts of the grassroots as the general secretary of the party. Remember, he is a pivot around which the whole machinery of the party revolves. And he was able to link up to all of them. It is true that from that time up to date, leadership in certain constituencies have changed. But I tell you, those people that he got in touch with, he got linked up with, are still within the political system who are going to vote and vote massively for him. So he comes with a very strong following. And then in this government, yes, he has not been part of the mainstream, but he has been at the fringes, contributing his quota, however small it is, to the party. So you realize that if he were somebody who had been hit by that type of, incident that occurred within the party, which got them off the party leadership position, wouldn't have even contributed anything to the party. But in spite of all this, He showed commitment. He committed himself to the cause of the party. And for me, that's where I'm coming from. So he's very articulate. He's a man of ideas, and he's an action man. All right. If you have worked, I worked closely a little bit with him, though from a distance as a reporter as part of the presidency when I was working with the Chronicle. But I saw that, yes, he had organizational skills.
Right.
Every time that journalists needed things getting closer to the president and all that, he made things very smooth. But if you look at how he even defended the party on radio, TV, and all that. So, all in all, I believe that he's a material that the people cannot ignore.
Right.
And could you just for a second on Kwabena Japan?
Yeah.
For me, the reason why I put him there is just his middle class appeal, and that factor is important because if you consider we're talking about the special electoral college here.
Yeah.
That special electoral college represents the NPP's elite. That's the middle class of the NPP, like the middle class of the NPP. Of course, the NPP is, as opposed to the NDC, it's more elitist. But this is the cream of the party.
Right.
And because of that middle class appeal that he has generally, just watch the launch of his campaign. It was exquisite. And you talk to people around, middle class people, they bought into the idea he was selling. And I believe that will rob off this 900, individuals who are coming together to vote. A lot of them in that class as well. For me, that for me is a key factor to watch, and that's why I place him there.
Right. While you're on, Evans, maybe you can make the case for Boakye Ejakun. Unlike Kwabena Japan, he doesn't have the sort of party history or the same sort of party history that Kwabena Japan has, which Dr. Asasante highlights. Middle class appeal he probably does have. But what is it that puts him past the post in your mind into the top 5?
It's just the experience it brings to this. And remember the circumstances surrounding his exit was because he really stood his ground. He knows how to take on the system. And he will fall on his own sword if needs be. You need that kind of straight shooter in the ranks of the party. And then you've talked to people in the party, and I've been speaking to the aspirants over this period as they built into the Saturday. And one common theme I have heard all of them talk about is discipline within the ranks of the party. And I don't underestimate that. There's a desire among the rank and file that the party must be disciplined. And everybody I've spoken to, all the aspirants said the same thing, that you need somebody who is assertive, who can challenge the status quo, doesn't mind losing his job if that's what it takes, and says it the way it is. And I think that's where he comes in strongly. And so if the party is craving for that, somebody who can wield it, and remember, one of the reasons why Danado himself became so attractive, that is before he became president, was we all held the view that this is a no-nonsense guy who is coming in to shake the system. And that is what makes him very attractive to middle-class people and for the MPP itself. And no wonder he got 94% in 2014 in the primary, right? That you also see in Boakye Ejakun. Yes, he's lost his job, but he lost his job if you talk to him, people around him, that he felt he held his ground in the face of the controversy and the fact that he may lose his job. Right, and for the MPP, they need somebody like that. If they still crave for someone like that.
Right.
And for me, that's why I put him there also.
Okay, now let's talk about the delegates for a minute. Let's try and take a sneak peek into their minds as they get ready to make this big decision. Now, Winston, super delegates are not exactly like voters, regular voters in an election. You will notice that apart from the fact, Ghana is kind of divided among party lines almost equally. So it's the swing voters that make the difference. And swing voters, they tend to want to back a winner. They tend to want to choose the person who they believe will win. Are super delegates the same? Do they have the same sort of motivation, or are they motivated by other things?
Well, Kujol, they may be motivated by other things. Of course, everybody would tell you that the reason for voting is because they believe this person can win. But if the 2014 super delegates is anything to go by, Nana Akufo-Addo won that and eventually won the main, presidential primaries and eventually won the national election. But, based on what we are seeing now and based on a lot of the preparation that went into even the polling station elections, you cannot use the super delegates, for instance, to predict what could happen in the November 4th election. Anything can happen. Somebody could win convincingly, but that in itself doesn't mean that that's the end of the road, okay? But this is the point. For a party in government, when you're going for a conference of this nature, a lot of things can happen. There could be influences, particularly from even the government sources. And so it may not just be voting because we think this person could win. It could also be people being whipped in line to go ahead and vote.
Right. Dr. Asasante,
Yes.
let me ask you this. Do you feel that perhaps the delegates might be thinking of putting certain people through, not because they think they can be the flag bearer, but just as some kind of reward for, being supportive of the grassroots, for example?
Yeah, I think that's a good one. But before I do, permit me to just spend a very little time on Boakye Jaku, why his inclusion is important. If you look at Boakye Jaku, and Evans has made a lot of sound statements about him, he's a very strong-willed person and a very disciplined to the highest order. And this is a guy who could take the president on issues that he felt that he was right. This is a kind of leader you need. If you look at the NPP now, they don't have that type of leader who will stand up and then challenge the status quo. As it were, there are issues or there are decisions that the president has taken. I would have loved somebody to get up and stand in the face of the president that, Mr. President, you got it wrong. This is the kind of guy that the kind of quality you have in Boakye Jaku. Apart from that, he's very much experienced in terms of politics, in terms of everything. Look at his position as the deputy, manager of the Bank of New York. A lot of things he did there. His record very much, strong there. If you look at history, you talk about it. You don't know of his history, but he's one of those people who supported the NPP through thick and thin. Is that all the things that they did with the party from the one day of its inception, Boakye Jaku has been part and parcel of the process. I know that those days President Kufuor would travel to the U.S. and before he became a flag bearer and all that, he was staying in his house, and some of them, they had very fruitful conversation as to the focus and direction of the party. And I can say without fear of contradiction that he is very much, a part and parcel of the big history of the NPP.
I've got to say a big apology to our guests because apparently our time is up. Time flies when you're doing analysis. Dr. Kwame Asasante is a senior lecturer, Political Science Department, University of Ghana. Evans Mensah is the head of the politics desk here at Joy News. And of course, Winston needs no introduction. Thank you all so much for helping us wrap our heads around this. So sorry, our time is up, but we've got to take a break. We'll be back after these.
This is the biggest and the most exciting culinary show in Ghana. 6 tertiary schools presents 3 boarding chefs each to battle it out here in the kitchen, knife to knife. It's time to find the toughest, smartest, and the most creative team. Which school will win the ultimate prize and earn the bragging rights as Ghana's tertiary school with the best chefs? Join me, Michelle Adeku, and the judges as we discover the best team who will serve the most amazing cuisines. This is Big Chef Tertiary. Big Chef Tertiary. The kitchen has no boundary.
Introducing Pick 4 from Game Park Games, the easiest lottery to play and win. Pick 4 numbers from 0 to 9 up to 3 times a day to become one of our daily winners. More moolah, more power. Play online at www.gameparkgames.com or dial *946# to play. Game Park Games is regulated by the National Lottery Authority, not for persons under 18. Play responsibly. Pick 4 from Game Park Games. More moolah, more power.
Welcome back. It's the Super Morning Show. Now, the inception of the Fourth Republic brought about a renewed sense of hope and aspiration for Ghanaians in their quest for a rapid socio-economic development. What have been the achievements in healthcare? In a collaborative effort to inspire change, Joy News and an amalgam of professional associations in Ghana presents a public lecture for a transformative socio-political agenda. We go down memory lane, 1993 to present. Has this democracy delivered a health dividend for Ghanaians? The speaker is Kwame Sapong Asiedu. Panelists will be professionals in the healthcare sector and consumers of healthcare services. The chairman and moderator will be Mauko Afajinu, and it's all going down on the 18th of September 2023 at the British Council. It'll also be online from 6:30 p.m. So get ready to be inspired.
And the UPSA Law School, in partnership with the Ghana Bar Association, is pleased to announce the honorific lecture and award to celebrate the lifetime achievement and works of Justice Professor Samuel Kofi Databa, the renowned legal academic and retired Justice of the Supreme Court of Ghana. The event comes off on Thursday, the 31st of August 2023 at 5 p.m. at the Labadi Beach Hotel, which will extol his work and also reflect on his enduring legacy in the legal academy and the bench. The event is by invitation or will be streamed live on the social media platforms of the UPSA Law School. Kindly visit the social media platforms of the UPSA Law School or email upsa.lawschool@upsamail.edu.gh for information on how to be a part of this program.
Now, people are winning some moolah, some cash. Are you ready to be part of the several winners who are winning some good cash? Game Park Limited, the newest lottery operator in Ghana, brings to you the Pick 4 game. Pick up your phones and dial star 946 hash on all networks and select 4 numbers between 0 and 9. You can also play on their website via gameparkgames.com. Android users can download the app from the website gameparkgames.com. You can watch live draws on Adum TV at 9 a.m. to 12 noon and 6 p.m. every day from Monday to Sunday. Let's play this game and cash out on some good moolah. Game Park Games, more moolah, more power. The game is regulated by the National Lottery Authority and it is not for persons under 18. All right then, so time to wrap it up. We're back tomorrow with a Friday edition of the Super Morning Show. Always fun. So make sure you don't miss it. We'll tell you what it's all about. Keep an eye on social media. We'll probably be posting some things to hint you on what we're discussing tomorrow. But until then, please keep listening. It's your super station. So we're here all day and all night. Until tomorrow morning, have a wonderful day. On behalf of the team, thanks for choosing us. My name is Kojo Yankson. I'm the morning man.
And my name is Winston Amwa.